Hello, everybody, and welcome to the HyperX Loot Drop Community Tournament presented by the Gaming Stadium. My name is Sierra Dawn. I am joined here with the lovely Cup of Frag. First off, how are ya?
I'm doing fantastic, and how are you on this Friday evening, afternoon, wherever you are?
I think, yeah, evening is actually really late. Didn't quite realize the day has gone by. No, I'm really excited. I'm doing fantastic. I'm excited for an evening full of Apex Legends. Should be a lot of fun. The last tournament we got to cast together was a blast, so I'm really excited to be here.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic one. And this one, Sierra, is actually a little bit different to one we actually cast here before at TGS. And this one is for the loot drop. As you're seeing everything here, an opportunity for you to get involved. It's not just about the players here. Loot drop is not just a name. It means you can get involved as part of the game as well. Exclamation mark drop is what you'll be putting in the chat when you see the buzzer for that. And what that will be is a little logo in the top of your screen. I'm pointing because I'm prepping myself mentally to give you the heads up. And Sarah, I know you're prepared as well. We're going through that just before we came onto the camera here. We want to make sure that you at home, you're getting in for the chance to the win. But before you can get in for a chance to win, these players, they've got to get in for the drop in as we're going to start things off for game number one.
Oh, we're getting right into it. I love this. I always love the game number one, too, because it's your first look, your first chance to see what these teams are bringing and just kind of what strategies they might be looking at employing, whether we're going to get a slow start, teams trying to play it safe. Of course, highest points after 3 matches is going to be moving on into our final 3. So you could play it slow, play it safe, or you can be looking to make a big impact from the get-go.
I'm all about that hot drop for any battle royale, especially at Apex. Get in, make that impact, leave a mark, leave a bruise, maybe even a scar on an opponent or two. And as you can see right away, hitting the ground running, getting all that loot, and something to respect about these players, even in the community tournament, how fast they are, Sierra, on the loot. Look how quick they are.
I mean, yeah, you want to get looted up. You want to be sitting there, sitting pretty, and be able to pressure anyone that's coming your way as you kind of scope out the other teams in the lobby as well. If you got that high tier loot, you can either just opt to play it aggressive or you're all geared up, you're ready to go if somebody wants to be making a play on you. I mean, it's only 3 rounds to get those points, right?
There isn't much room. Little room for error. Let's see what margin they're going to start things off. Who's going to push the envelope? Who's going to crack things open? I really want to see an alternator play, and I'm seeing an alternator already. Truthfully, my favorite gun in the game, I'm going to say it. Hate me, if you will. But the alternator, definitely my favorite SMG. Have you got a favorite weapon in the game right now, Sierra?
I like the wingman.
You're a wingman player? Okay.
I'm a player of a style. I got the good taste going on. Always, I don't like it when other people use it against me though. It's only fun sitting on this end, whether I'm using it or watching somebody else be hitting those clean shots. You know.
In my hand, GG. It's a good thing. In your hand, no, please put it down. No, don't attack me with that. Plus, obviously, it's a wingman action, a bit of hemlock action being picked up here. Really quiet start, and I don't think we've really encountered too many clashes so far. Just the loot game begins for game number one. Slow, methodical, and just getting warmed up.
Yeah, this is slow. We just got to see the map, and there is a couple places where things overlap, but finally you're about to get that overlap. Shooting in just in time to see somebody get down. Cowboy Society, a nice little jump over the box, but this flank could be dangerous. Around the corner. Ooh, high ground. The slide. Look at this. A little bit of parkour. And squad wipe coming on through kill leader. That was a solo little play happening right there.
I got goosebumps. I'm going to share it because we're getting a crazy triple to start things off for this tournament today. I'm almost losing my words. This is game number one. One player had 2 players down in his squad and still somehow able to get the triple. As you mentioned, the parkour. Not everyone can move like that. Teach me.
I know, right? And I love that. There was such a slow start to the game. I was like, okay, when is, we still have 19 squads. When is somebody going to be going out? But that was a nice little start. And, Rad Boys, I'm already the first game scoping out who we want to be watching going forward, and I kind of have my eye if that are the plays that are going to be coming out right there, but looks like there could be a play going on here. Going to be some long-range engages coming on through.
No, I'm definitely warming up to be a Red Boys fan, even if it's just one play. Call me a fanboy, call me what you will. Let's see what Guinea's muses they've got in the tank here. One player down. That's Valkyrie too, so there goes your vision, there goes your intel. Such crucial info. It's bleeding out in the current, and off you see the hunt starts as well for the Bloodhounds.
I mean, there's definitely some information here to try. Yeah, just a little something going on through. You detected, but they're coming in. They're coming in fast. The sliver of health shield's completely broken, and that's going to be another squad wipe coming on through.
Squad wipe number 2. This time, not for the Red Boys, from Got Him Coach. Love it. Absolutely love
We got him, Coach.
Oh, we got him, Coach. We definitely did. That's what they'll be yelling in their team comms. Great, going for the distance as well. The cart.
Going for distance, but it looks like they're just going to be pushing right on in. They heard the gunshots going across the map, and all these teams are now like, okay, you know what? We don't want to be getting left out whatsoever. We want to get involved with this action. Janet, I don't know. This team name is a mix of all 3 of the names. I love it. I don't know if I can say it, but we saw them take a really slow start. But things picking up here as they are getting pushed, just trying to stay safe here as all the enemies pushing on through them.
Position, the door's broken. Well, the cover's going to be broke as well. Janie's down, but not out as the wipe comes in. And I'm going to give it a go. James Akiana. Not going to say that 10 times fast because I don't think I can. James Akiana getting the squad wipe and going to survive to see another fight. And talking to TSM Janie is one of the partner sponsors here for the HyperX loot drop as you see it. So thank you so much, Janie, for being part of this and already getting into the action for game number 1 as well. You got to love that. Not just an organizer, a player too.
Yeah, someone that you already know. Well, off of the plays, you know, right there, that's the team you want to watch. But you already know, to see Janie come into the tournament, you want to be watching this player. You want to see what is going on. But all the teams had their little skirmishes, couple knocked out, and it looks like, you know, RAR wants to see. I feel like they saw that somebody must be nearby, and sure enough, right behind the building on the other side, some long-range shots to get this fight started.
You hear the missiles, you hear the impact, you hear it all coming down. Just a bad in the distance. Trying to catch a glimpse of the action. No, they're right in the belly of the beast now.
They want to gauge right on RAR here. RAR is looks like they could be ready though. They already go back inside the building, but already enemies are there. They're forced to be treating here. Chaz is gonna get knocked. He's taking heavy fire there. Other 2 remaining teammates able to get out though, but not for long with the ultimate coming on through. It's only gonna be Dan Mantic left to try and make something happen.
Something, a possibility, a bleak possibility at that, taking the spray from the distance and well, gonna perish and fall into the soil. Another team been and gone. 13 squads left.
Been and gone, but at that point you had 2 members of your squad gone. You had absolutely no cover. The only thing you could try and do is, you can run and probably die on that run, or you can try and take the enemy team out and make sure you can go back for recovery. This point for Fury from Uzinsterbad, only 1 left alive, just trying to get out of danger's way. We see if they could be a mad dash to those banners, so they could potentially be enemies nearby, and you don't want to be running into an ambush.
No, you do not. This kind of lucky. Spray to see the air combat. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's enemy team in this case. It's Apex. Anything can happen. On the ground, underground everywhere. Explosions coming from the sky as well. Once more.
I do not mind the cement order whatsoever. Just move on out. Keep going. Sure, it's going to be near the outside of the ring, but This is such a big, wide open area, and you know there's another team behind you. You want to start trying to get some sort of safe cover.
Run, Forrest, run. Let's go. It's been a long time. That's a flashback. This is a flash forward into the future. You never seen it? Oh no. Oh no. We'll get an update on that as we come back into this. The action now, though, you see ultimates available. Gibby of the emotional gangsters. I thought it said emotional damage, as in the meme, but no. Emotional damage, trying to inflict that onto their opponents here.
Ooh, they might be able to, too. I like this vantage point that they have. They have this high ground. They have the cover of the inside building if they so choose. It does mean they can get flanked from different angles. There's completely open windows here. Are detected. Oh, look at that. Someone dropping down from above as well as all of these missiles.
Everything is happening now. What a quiet start, and it's a busy middle ground as we go into the point of 10 teams just over. The spray and the spray coming through with most of the gangsters. So much frenzy happening here, and too much to commentate. 2 versus 1 is almost over and done. It's all down to 1 player.
Only 1 left alive in the team, and this building is going to be so hotly contested near the outside of the ring. Look at the absolute shit. I don't know. Everywhere you look, there's just somebody else shooting, getting down. But it looks like Janie's team is sitting pretty, looking good. Almost full shields, some full health going on, and I think the new Kings of the Kill here.
Start to rack up some frags. That experience paying dividends here for TSM Janie. Jakiana. Maybe you could say Jakiana. Maybe that's easy to say, Sierra. I'm thinking of the fly here.
The K is at the end of the word.
Darn it, doesn't work. Try again, Cuppa. Player down, need to res.
Figure it out. With how this team's playing, I'm expecting to see them in our final 3 games of the day. Just based off of this.
Look at this.
Look at that. Another engage coming on through. You said there is a little bit of a lull, a little bit of peace to get all, you know, shielded up, get your health. But at this point now, it looks like other teams might try and approach in on this space.
Valkyrie raining down some pain. Trying to give that cover fire for James the Cannon and the rest of the gang just to kind of suppress and make their move. Tough spot for them here, though. And you are right. They've got to decide, are they committing or are they going to fall off? Because you look at that zone. That zone's itching at their backside right now.
Yeah, and all ahead of them is just more and more buildings. There is just 11 squads left, but that is still over half of the lobby. And all of these buildings could be little death traps to be potentially walking.
Valkyrie, Janie sees the redrop, says, no, you do not. Not on my territory, not on my turf, not on my lawn.
Literally not on these freshly manicured lawns. This is a really pretty area of the map, I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna back off a little bit. Just, you know, loot up, play the outside of this ring here. Oh, looking at the map, that loot drop in the top left-hand corner, we were so focused on what was happening and didn't quite see that one come on by.
That's a loot drop moment. That's a moment for you. We talked about it pre-show. We're talking about it again. Exclamation mark drop in the chat is your chance to get in for a chance at that. All the HyperX swag. Please get in. Exclamation mark loot drop. Pardon me. Yeah. Exclamation mark loot drop.
You're just trying to keep that loot for yourself now, aren't you? A little bit of sabotage. I see you there. Yeah, no, can win some exciting prizes. So you can sit back, watch some Apex, potentially win some cool prizes with that exclamation point loot drop. It is a win-win for anyone in the chat, though. The lobby, we'll have to see who can come on top for the wonderful prizes. They have to earn it.
Can't believe you called me out so early on that. Exclamation mark loot drop. How dare you?
I'm not letting you get... I'm not letting you... I mean, you better hop in the chat then. I mean, not letting you get away with that one. But any shenanigans there. 10 squads left, though. And 45 seconds until this closes in a bit more. Things are going to start getting a little bit tight. And sure enough,
The
end of the
ulti.
ring, there's going to be a little bit of a fight here. Ultimate coming on through.
The res.
Res can come on by. Make sure this team can be back at full strength, but be a dangerous fight. You know the other team's nearby. You just got to reposition this little bit.
God, I'm coach trying to take on, I believe, Tragedy. It's on the other side of these buildings in this urban area. And you're right, this is very, very difficult as this zone. This is such a horrible zone for every team. So much territory, so much ground to navigate, so many buildings to try and mosey on through. Another squad eliminated, as you hear as well there. 10 are left, and to be fair, quite a few teams left for this point in the game.
Yeah, and that's going to start getting really uncomfortable for those that are still in here. You can see even Gundam Coach just trying get repositioned just this little bit. Going to be taking a lot of fire and crossover. Going to be knocked. It's only down to dirt now. So can at least get the safe res in the building, hopefully. But, oh, look at that. Look what's conveniently outside. But all these teams around, you're not going to get that for free.
Nope, ain't nothing for free. Especially not now. To get into that sort of second half of the game. Gunfire. Spraying and praying. The lasers in the back here. For the Tragedy. A minute 30 left. Exclamation mark. Loot drop in the chat. If you're looking to get involved for some HyperX swag, go on. Free. Give it a shot. Just like these players are giving it a shot here.
They're all getting involved. It's like everybody has their building. Everybody's trying to camp that, but pushing outside of that is just dangerous. Everybody's trying to shoot you down, and you're not even safe in your own building at this point. You're gonna be knocked for Tragedy. Only one left to try and keep this team in this very first map.
Here those thrusters go up. A reposition attempt coming in. Scan comes through as well, just trying to gain that info. Late game info, so impactful, so powerful. As we approach those last 5 teams.
I love that little vantage point they have there, though, but gonna be repositioning, force out into it. Ooh, you can see the pings down below. Gonna play this carefully. See one person just on the other side, but 7 squads left. These buildings, this underground, be anywhere.
Let's check out this way.
Having a ping, having a little oogle, a little look, just to see what they can see. And that is the key to Battle Royales, not just about those gunfights, it's about the vision. What can you see in the distance? What players can you see? A player is on the hunt once more. Another Bloodhound trying to muster up the strength. Get a few frags.
3 nearby, but not too much longer to try and capitalize quite off of that. But the information is going to be absolutely crucial as this is closing in seconds. This is getting to be such a small, tight area. Taking some shots up to anyone trying to reposition down this hill. At this point, anytime that you're not in cover is just a free invitation for anyone to be shooting in on you. Look who's getting pushed, though. It's only going to be Janie alive at this point to try and push back. Maybe one fight. Not very too well at all.
This is so much action in a small space. Confined space definitely should be a warning.
This is still 6 squads left. Can you believe that?
I can't. I think that's the thing I'm struggling the most with. These gunfights, they're so explosive when they do happen. Just like that, it comes out of nowhere. Through the window, through the bars, into the back. And what was feeling like a safe play, you're not safe anymore. Down to 1.
A little peekaboo through the window. A little bit of checking in. Yeah, you can't trust these buildings so ever, especially. You don't want to be taking the fights out in open ground as the ring closes in more. You want to take them out now, and another squad, bringing it down to 5 is definitely going to help every other team out in this. I mean, you gotta make the push before someone else does, right?
That's exactly it. The best form of defense is, well, it's attack.
Yeah.
I love that phrase, and I think it applies very, very well to this final scenario right now. You've got to have that clutch X factor, right? You've got to be able to play that passive spot, but reposition and just pounce on your opponent at any moment, as what we've seen from these Legend squads so far.
Couple of the remaining teams looking real good with full 3 members. Tragedy, well, not quite that lucky there. Only 1 left on the team. Sure, there's 5 squads left, but not all the squads are at equal strength. That is for sure. I'm going to be playing more so the outside the area, as the couple of the teams are trying to approach on the same area.
It's very interesting to watch the strategy there. I love that the observers just keeping an eye on that, because positioning is going to be key for the placement to get that kind of victory for the strategy. For the rest of these teams, they're going to have to go ham. They're going to have to go hard. They're charging up the weapons. And they're getting ready for this face-off. This is like a game of chess. Do you see them just approaching each other?
The one spot the Chunk looked like they could potentially be safe. Every team is now making a Vita push over to this building. And sure enough, it's going to be a push up top. One member, Red Boy, going down. And actually going to be taken out. Nope. Oh, apologies. But Chonk will be the one taken out.
Number is definitely going to be depleted. Seeing some HP depleted, some shields depleted as well. Talking to shields, I'm interested to see who's going to be lacking loot here. Most teams seem pretty geared up. They've earned their spot. In these final 5 teams, what other rats do we have lurking around these final few?
I think it's so interesting. You can see Surbear could be in a potentially, like, really nice spot, just hanging back around that rock. Sure, you don't have the vantage points of the building, but when the 3 other squads are in that building, and maybe that's going to be faring you a little nicer. You're not having to vie for everyone's attention there. You see, even just that little through, every level's occupied.
I think the only problem for the strategy player that's left just on the outskirts of the map is going to be, there's so much vision and intel that has been gained. They are present or aware of the presence of that player there, and they're trying to focus them as well. This is going to be, I still want to say 1 versus 100 in terms of how this is going to feel.
Yeah, apology. I liked that rock until I took another look at the map and realized that this is probably the worst case scenario for this team. It could have been nice, but now all of a sudden you have everyone in this building searching you down, trying to play discreetly, playing on the outside. Not gonna work so well, but look at that. Look at this squad taken out inside. There's only gonna be 3 left, and this is the time for all those ultimates to be coming on through to try and give your team an advantage.
Stockpile those abilities, use them for that final crunch. Feast the hunt back at it again. So much blood action this game.
Brad Boy's looking so good doing this. At least till then, Katy Perry, love the name. Bleeding out. And sure enough, it's going to be Uzin champions to take the first lobby.
Intrigued to see the kill count there, because it felt like such an even lobby, Sierra. Like, it was hard to tell the difference between each team, not just because the comps were similar. There's a lot of Bloodhounds, a lot of Gibbies, a lot of Valkyries, but just simply based on how passive those players were playing. Such smart gameplay for game number 1 out of all of those teams.
Yeah, and the team, like, even at the end, you see, like, okay, you know, Red Boys, they have, like, their shields, they got their health, they have an advantage point, but these teams are strong, and even just a little push, they just got wiped right at the end to take that, I would assume, second place spot there, but still, a nice way for the first lobby to be shaken up. Considering how slow the first 2 minutes were, I am excited with how action-packed the rest of the map was.
I'm not going to lie to you, and I could hear it in your voice too, Sierra. It's like, I really hope that the tournament's going to have a bit more gas than that. But those 2 minutes, they exploded into a fireworks display for map number 1. We've got plenty more Apex Legends action coming your way for the loot drop 2. Please join us after this short little break, and we'll bring you plenty more of Apex Legends.
Be a dangerous fight. You know the other team's nearby. Just gotta repeat and push though.
What's going on? And welcome back to the HyperX Loot Drop tournament, the community tournament going on here for TGS. Hopefully you're doing well. We've had one game been and gone, Sierra, and my goodness, what an explosive game number 1 we just saw.
Yeah, it was absolutely awesome to see. I was a little bit worried in the first couple of minutes that we're having a slow start to our day, but nah, these players, they cranked up that heat. Uzin, who we hadn't really seen right up until the end, actually, they got the first place, but the kill points that they had too, they actually made quite the impact, even though we were seeing all the skirmishes happening elsewhere.
Yeah, and there isn't that many teams that are super, super far ahead. A cutie tournament, sure, going to be a little bit more balanced. You're going to have some pub stars on some teams, maybe a couple of pros, perhaps. You've got Janie, of course, Janie's the Kiana of their 4th place, and that is such a tongue twister. I'm going to keep trying, though, because it is a lot of fun. But you're right, there really isn't too much to this game number 1. Like 27 points for the top. That means any team can get to the podium today, and that's the cool thing about a community tournament.
Yeah, but I mean, having as many kills that they did too, like I'm kind of eyeing them up because they went under our radar, but they obviously made their impact in the lobby to not only get that first place, but to have that many kills to get that lead. So it'll be interesting to see if that's something that can really be continuing here in the next one. But something that is going to be continuing through the day is these giveaways, and we have the results of that very first one.
Oh, we most certainly do, and thank you for giving me the honors of doing the first giveaway. It's Mikey's Dopamine. Congratulations, Mikey's Dopamine. You, good sir, have won yourself a HyperX Solarcast microphone. So your friend's like, dude, get a new microphone. Well, good news, you got a new microphone, and it's courtesy of HyperX and TGS. Talking to HyperX, the loot drop game number 2 is going underway. Sierra, take it away.
I was just thinking, there are some friends of mine that could definitely use new mics. That is for sure. There is nothing worse than trying to call out where you're thinking that you might want to be dropping into this game, and I don't know. It sounds like they're sitting on their mic. That is for sure.
Yeah, that's the worst feeling, isn't it? When you've got a player, I was going to make some static, but then I realized I'm not doing that to my very nice microphone. That's why I got a nice microphone, to avoid such things as that. Moving on from that, though, we're straight into this because teams still doing what we did for map number 1. Just take it nice and slow, just trying to get all that loot. And if we do have a look at the map very shortly, I'd imagine it's going to be a bit of an outskirts game once more.
Yeah, we are going to be following Lobby B, though, this time. So it'll be interesting to see how things shake out because, sure, we got to see how Lobby A chuck up that first one. This time, it seems like there's the potential, especially looking at the top left of the map and even just the bottom right. A lot of teams going in a bit more closer proximity could definitely make for an interesting start. And sure enough, not too far into things. Here we are, a little stuck on the boxes there now, are we?
Like that. Bit of movement. Jump up on top of the crate and take the frag. Movement's key in the world at Apex. A good movement. And it's your gun, the Wingman. R99 combo, the one-boy combo. Doing some deadly damage here for the likes of Anden.
Love to see that coming out. Aim assist, trying to take that high ground to get some shots. Going up against this Wingman and Wingman. Not coming out on top. Maybe you don't love to see it, but this is definitely some high contested territory between these teams over in Lobby B.
Making contact with enemy.
Some aggressive plays as well. Aim assist. So consistently aggressive so far. Just rolling up in a couple of minutes into this one, and they're just chasing these frags. They're like a dog chasing a snake in the wind.
They smell the scent. They're going. They're looking to be making this impact. And honestly, I'm not too surprised. We didn't get to see their leaderboard, but they took 19 kills in the very first drop. And taking themselves second place. So I'm not really surprised then, piecing those together, to see that they're already taking this map in such an aggressive way.
Moving into this team's barracks, arenas amateurs, Phoenix kit acquired, equipped, utilized. Try and get themselves a bit further, survive for that second longer. Wingman Peacekeeper combo, bit of distance, bit of close combat, why not? I'm a big fan of... Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, that's the combination of dreams right there.
You're a Peacekeeper fan? You like the Peacekeeper shoddy?
I just like the, your wingman to be your long distance, something else for the close range if you're not feeling confident enough to have the wingman at your close range. Like, I just think it's fun.
It's fun. It's balanced if you are going to be a player that's at this competitive level. For me personally, a Peacekeeper's decent, but I like a bit of the Mastiff. The Mastiff's one of my favorite shotguns personally, but personal preference doesn't matter in this case because the only person we matter about is going to be in the hands of arena amateurs. Nothing to be seen so far for them though. Just playing a nice passive game and playing for the zone. So if you just catch this tournament, it's your first Apex tournament to watch here before the community loot drop, all sponsored here by HyperX and TGS. You've got two ways of playing Apex. You can play for the zone, or you can play for the frags. And we saw a lot of frags in that last game, and I'm wondering what kind of game this is going to be. It feels like a bit of a zone game so far. Early days, though.
Definitely does. But you're talking about the different ways, players could win. But you don't even have to be a competitor to win during the HyperX loot drop. Just stay tuned in chat. There's prizes being given away. You just have to wait for our call for exclamation point loot drop. Not yet. You gotta stay tuned to be waiting for that. But this player's not gonna wait for the engage. Hurt's gonna be actually a little bit hurt. They retreat into the safety of the building, being shot from just up ahead.
See through the glass. Into the distance. Who's going to be staring down at them? That's the question. Door's blown off now as well, so their cover, it literally is blown, and they've got to do something about this. They don't have the ground control, and this is such a bad spot to be in.
It's so bad. Sure, they have the safety of the building for now, but the glass, I mean, you can see right through that. You've two ways to exit. They're holding those doors down. And even then, it's difficult to try and retreat out. Even getting out, there's just this little bit of cover here to try and take some shots back. And not only is going to try and take that fight, but not making too much of an impact against the team holding this high ground against them.
Hot shots. The best you can do from here, really.
Yeah.
He's hitting some pot shots as well. See that 45 pop off the screen. And there you go. There's the reposition. This is a beautiful use of the Valkyrie. And why, in my opinion, Valkyrie essential for your composition of Legends.
Yeah, I mean, all they had to do was get out of the building. Sure, that position was bad, but then you can take this power dive literally anywhere else on the map. Super, super nice. You just have to hope that this building ahead is safe, because the rooftop certainly isn't for this team. And neither is behind them, actually.
So much damage.
Going to be taking some damage. Fighting on both fronts here. Hurt is pinched.
Yeah, the pincer movement's starting to happen. And we start seeing that to unfold on yourself. You've got to be reactive. You've got to react well. Shielding up. Trying to patch the wound. Before negotiations start. But the negotiations have been and gone. The battle's right here.
Ooh, the battle is coming their way. Numling's going to be taken down. And Proxa, well, shield's already broken, just a sliver of health, and the team wipe coming on through. Sure, that was that repositioning from earlier on, but it's actually not faring them too well in the end whatsoever.
Oh, actually a hit. Getting a hit off that nade just before jumping through
a little
the
parting
portal.
gift.
Yeah, take this. Sit on this and see what you think. Not appreciated.
Poutine Taco, one of the teams that was taking shots from a distance. I mean, they can go claim a little bit rewards, but no, another team's got to take their spot, engage right back on them. You can see that this, fighting spot wasn't faring too well for the team that was here before you. Looking to have a little bit, going to get some connection there, try and break the shields as this team approaches, try and make sure they're not going to approach whatsoever, but two remaining on the rooftop, taken down from Poutine Taco.
So unfortunate. I was loving the aggression, and they're actually going to completely be torn apart, hunted down. And that's going to be the end of the game, the end of this round for them. Some more to come, though. And some more opportunities to come as well for the loot drop. We'll give that information in just a wee bit. The portal's up, though. The play is just hunting constantly on the prowl.
This building is cursed. Every team that tries to come on by, not having a good time. Aim assist looking to be taking a fight in this very same death zone. A little bit of parkour trying to catch out as the other team actually it just looks like they might be retreating out.
Grabbing what they can from the death box. Bit of a shopping spree for aim assist.
Now, what was such a highly contested spot before, it's cleared out. Nobody wants to be going in. I know, right? I don't blame anyone for not wanting to push them now at this point. This is gone very wrong for a lot of teams.
That it has. The evidence is it's all over the grass. It's all over the carpet. It's all over the place in that building.
A nice little reward, you know. You have the team that can play aggressive and aim assist. You also have the team that just cleans up everyone else's mess. Why not?
Beggars can't be choosers, and there will be teams rolling through. So, you know, I'll take that loot. Take some previous battles rewards. A lot of assists, a lot of frags so far from what I've seen. Aim assist. Dashing around, and they are just really after these frags. Non-stop.
Yeah, things definitely slowed down on the battlefield, but they don't have to slow down in chat. You can see the timer at the top left corner. It is time for one of those loot drops. Exclamation point loot drop in chat. Try and get yourself some sweet gear. Try and compete with these individuals that you see going on here, but that call goes out to rollers. Maybe look to trying to find someone to engage onto.
To roll up. Nothing really around at this moment in time. And he did say sort of it's plateaued out, and it really has.
Enemy spotted.
Battles are far and few between. Vision is available though, and thank you so much, production. Let's get the bird's eye view, and that's exactly why there isn't any contact. Everyone's so spread out right now. A couple of teams are neighbors, but they're respectable neighbors for the time being.
All right, well, speaking of neighbors, and just, you know, being friendly with one another, what do you think would be the best legend to bake a cake with?
That's a fire question. I'm gonna say Gibby, and the reason I'm going to say Gibby, and Jordan's in my ear saying Gibby too, and you stole the words right out of my mouth. Simply put, he's got so much character, so much passion. He would bake the best cake. It would be like the best hospitality too. He'd sit you down, you'd have like a tea. I'm really going far with this. Sierra, who would you be having that bake fest with? Who are you baking the cake with?
Gibby's a really good answer. Honestly, I didn't even think of him. I'd have to say Watson, just because looking at her, she just looks so kind and sweet. And I know that doesn't translate to baking skills, but like, I just want to be her friend anyways, that even if the cake was disastrous, it would still be worth it, you know?
It'd be fun. She does seem pretty cute. Watson does seem like a cutie. So I think that's a great answer as well. You've got a cutie, you've got Gibby with a passion. That would make for a really, really good YouTube series if we could make that happen. Finally, they weren't fictional characters.
Yeah, this is the true Apex lore that we need. Just how the different legends would stack up as, you know, house guests, as friends, as, you know,
Master Chef.
Day-to-day life. Oh my god, the collab of the century. Sign us right now.
Master Chef, Apex Legends. Who will be the last legend surviving?
I love that. All right, copyright that right now. Teams finally looking to cook up a little action here. They've been so spread apart for so long. A little dodge to the missiles, though. A little moment for the MK to be shielding up a little bit for trying to take some shots back in exchange. It's going to be a long distance fight. Just trying to get this cover with the building and try and make sure they're not taking this bit closer. Look at them stuck behind that box.
Good place to be at all. Good vision. Can they get the good shots and the good franks here? DMK Good util use. Use those arcs. Try and keep them at bay for the time being. Wingman at the disposal as well, as you're starting to see these teams close in for the top 10.
They're so spread apart, but of course now they all have to start getting in one little location. Look at that little flank around, taking the shots at the distance. Only going to be good for a little bit of damage as they're able to jump and climb out of that very sticky situation. This BMK, they've had time to reset a little bit. Time to reposition a little bit and just get ready for the next team to maybe try and approach them.
Share about the loot drop. Make sure you do get in for a chance. 50 seconds just under. You've still got a second if you just join in. Maybe you can pick up some HyperX swag. A couple of bullets being picked up here for DMK. They're caught in a crossfire here as well, so there's players below, there's players on the same level as them. How are they going to be able to level the playing field for this combat?
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit of a tricky one. If they can just be playing this edge just a little bit, or they can just try and be aggressive. Sure, they can be caught in between, but if you can be the aggressor and take them out first, you can just claim this land. Make sure nobody tries to be pushing you, or else you're just going to be taking them out.
Push him right back. Valkyrie does have that ult available as well, right? So if you want a chance on that reset, you can. The potential for anything is there. These pot shots at distance, not doing too much, trying to get in for the third-party action. Respect the effort, but I don't know if that's going to be the play. The airstrike coming through, though. This is looking like a big battle.
I mean, you can take those pot shots. Sure, you're not doing the most damage at the distance, but you're seeing these two other teams fight it out. You can just, you know, be a little bit of a nuisance, a little bit of mosquito, sting them just a little bit, maybe get that last shot and maybe steal a couple of kills. At this point, you're safe and you're doing good over here if you're DMK.
I like the outlook, and that's a Battle Royale outlook right there.
Yeah.
You get the damage you can, get what you can for those assists. Every tick counts, and talking to ticks of damage, DMK still at it, still chasing like a dog in the wind for these frags and not giving up, even if they don't get that frag. As you see, how many fights have they taken now where they've taken a third-party attempt and they haven't got it, but still going back for seconds, going back for thirds. Eternally hungry.
I mean, at this point, if someone else is going to skyward dive in your area, you got to show them that's not a safe place to be. You got to chase them down. You got to make sure they know that they're not welcome there, especially as it's going to be contested. All these teams playing around the outside, playing over in the grass. Emesis going to be one of them, just looking to also reset here before potentially trying to be pushing on. This little part, they're going right into the battle.
They're going toe-to-toe. They're going nose-to-nose. Maybe give him a kiss on the cheek. Gibraltar. Right up into the face of the opponent here and really wants to slice the action. Getting so much damage off these first contacts, Sierra.
Definitely that aim assist. Ramply named. Look at all those shots connecting at that range
Here
so
we go.
well. I think another team gotten that, but or not. That's going to be another team out. And only 6 remaining going on in this fight.
Navigate between the barrage of bullets, the barrage of the airstrike, gets that arc out, try and do some bit of damage and just try and deter the opponent once more, keeps him at arm's length, and arm's length might not be enough as you get too close to the hold hands here. More damage coming through. This wingman is deadly.
Is so deadly. Look at that. Knock behind, ring closing in. Mercenary just holding that angle. 7. Oh my god, I missed that. Looking at those clean shots coming on through. At this point, too, they're just on another team's tails. Of course, they have to reposition, try and get a safe spot in the zone. And they're just going to make a safe spot for themselves, trying to take out anybody in their way.
Aim assist. They don't even need aim assist. It might be turned off the way they're playing. They're just hitting everything. Maybe you turned on to max, perhaps.
There is a reason that this team was already someone to watch. We knew going into this lobby with their high kill count in the previous game, getting second place, looking to try and take a first this time, though. Shots around the building, getting shot at as well, though. Not necessarily in the safest position around this angle. At this point, nobody is. Somebody just going out right in front of them. That could be almost free pickings, but instead, Mercenaries or aim assist going down.
Mercenaries, such a strong game as well. An uncharacteristic move and might be a tale of the turn the tides here. The drop down coming through. One player's left. It's Terry. Everyone else is bleeding out.
At that point, you just had to get out of there. There's such a small little space. Making a big dive down. With only 3 squads remaining, though. Might be safe to go back.
The
and look
res?
at this. The res coming on through. That is confidence to be going back in, knowing that teams maybe had cleared out, but it's not actually entirely safe. You get the res on through, but getting shot up.
Yeah, you're right. Like, I'm so surprised. I'm actually, I want to say, ecstatic for the team. They're able to get one of those 2 reses there. Banner recovered as well. Gibby might be a big boy, but I tell you what, he is agile as you come. Just climbing up that bridge. Picks up that teammate, picks up the banner, and back at it again here for aim assist.
It's the type of teammate that you love to see come on by. And that is huge, being able to just have 2 members with only 3 squads left going in this. Trying to make sure be a little bit of a safe area. You know there's people around. You know, because you were previously shot up, and you're going to try and do that back in return. You're right, that damage is going to be taking that fire in return.
Aim assist are furious. They are furiously getting these frags.
Well, they're getting
Furiously
pushed.
taking what I called pot shots, but I take it all back. These aren't pot shots. These are top NA shots right now.
Being pushed by everyone. Obby now. Not to see though. Scenario getting some clean shots, taking a lot of fire. Shields completely broken at this point, and this cover, I mean, it is not looking good whatsoever. It's going to be a push, and Mercenaries going to go down. Not just down, but going to be taken out. 2 left for aim assist, but only 2 squads left. This is still a very winnable fight. Look at this. It's just, look how close and dense these 2 teams are trying to get this first place spot.
2 different dimensions separating the team. A zip line separating the team.
See, Memo's already has all the utility, all the grenades to try and throw down there, try and make sure nobody pushes down this one little rope.
3 versus 2 as well, to put things in perspective, is such a big ordeal, such a big meal for Aim Assist to finish it. Aim Assist going ham, but the Peacekeeper can't do it. It's not enough. They will fall. And tripping, they're going to take it all for game number 2 from Group B.
Not even playing for cover at the end. We're just going to go right into this open area. We're going to take it right out back into the parking lot, and we're going to settle this match. It's their second time going to be in second place, unable to quite grab it at the end. It was a phenomenal fight there.
All right down to that last moment, and I love Apex. The more that we watch it and we discuss this off camera, we discuss it on as well. It's such a, I used the word explosive earlier on, I'm going to use a different word. It is a organically grown game that just, it's, how can I use, I don't know what word to use for explosive. It's just so unpredictable. It's so erratic in the way that these battles happen that when you're watching it as a caster, as a player, you've really got to be on the edge of your seat and gripping tight onto that mouse and that keyboard, because anything can happen, and it definitely did for map number 2. Any memorable moments from game number 2 for you there? I love the shotgun play. So many shotguns in game number 2.
Yeah. I just love the play coming up from aim assist, just the confidence. So, you know, you get out of the fight, you want to go back in, you're going to res your teammate, almost getting right to the end and being able to, you got second. It was so close. But the fact that the same team's gotten second twice, and off of that play too, I'm going to chalk it right up to that, was phenomenal. But we still have a lot more Apex Legends to be played, a lot more chances to be making memorable moments here. So as we get the next lobby ready, we are going to be taking a short break, but stay tuned because we'll be back in just a few minutes. Welcome back, Apex Legend fans, to the HyperX Loot Drop Community Tournament presented by the Gaming Stadium. Today has been a fantastic roller coaster so far. We got to see both lobbies hitting just a nice little stride there to start things off, Kappa.
Yeah, we really did. Lots of action from both lobbies, and I think some head turners in the sense of being like, oh my goodness, that was a crazy frag. We saw some crazy clutches in the sense of utility use as well, with the great shield usage from Gibby in that final battle of the last few teams of Group B. But let's have a look at the leaderboards, where everything really matters. Not for the groups. Leaderboards, aim assist. No surprise, really, Sierra, that they're right at the top of the scoreboard. What else is interesting from what we're seeing for the leaderboards here?
Well, still going back to the first point, because that's still just the most interesting part to me. Aim assist is basically double the second place score.
Facts.
39 kill points as well.
Whoa.
Like, this team is absolutely insane. They're absolutely cracked. We did get to see how they played out last time over in Lobby B, and it was fantastic things all around. And I want to see what's been shaking up in Lobby A since we last met. But what else is shaking up is another giveaway winner.
Oh yeah.
Rodney Dog with the Alpha Blackout headset. Congratulations. You know that you need a good gaming headset if you want to be out here, right?
Yeah, you don't want to be out there with just some roughly tufty old headset with one headphone working. No sir, no ma'am, not here. And plenty more exclamation mark loot drop coming your way will give you the heads up when the chance is going to be there for the next giveaway of the day. But into the third. 3 of 3 for Lobby 8. The last one. Last chance to loot any of these teams to put on the big moves.
This is the last chance to try and make it to the next stage of the tournament, the final stage of the tournament. You want to be one of those teams trying to be playing out for some of these top prizes. There's like $600, and, you know, we've been talking about loot. There's a lot of loot for this first place team, so you're going to be giving it your all in this final lobby. And I know Lobby B, there's one team still ahead, but 10 can make it from
I
each.
think someone's targeted.
Yes, indeed they can. And yeah, there is lots of loot. Actually, to give numbers, there's just under $3,000 worth of prizes available over this HyperX loot drop event. So thank you so much to HyperX for making this possible, for JD and Co as well. Like, this is such a cool thing to be a part of, and I'm just happy that we could give back. We could give back to the fans and give back to the gamers as well. Enough of all the good vibes, though. It's all blood, sweat, and tears for these teams.
Eventually. Nobody nearby, though. We're starting things off in typical Lobby A fashion. Pretty slow.
Pretty
for a lot of these teams.
Yeah. Not really too much to write home about. Some loot to be seen. Some good views.
And you gotta play it, like, you want to be going and playing aggressively to make things happen, like aim assist. But at this point, if this is your last chance to make a stand, you don't want to be one of the first teams going out. So teams could just be playing a little bit more passively, keeping that in mind, especially teams that might be close to making it in. Those placement points could really make or break you.
Yeah, they really can. Not even the best frag game of your life? No problem. Go for placements. Always a possibility in the Battle Royale. Different thing here, though. We'll get back to that. It's all happening right into the face of your opponent. Alternator, perfect for those kind of gunfights. Valkyrie flips him the bird and flicks a spray down the range as well.
Single and alone. Well, they might be single, but certainly not alone. Trying to be taking this fight and going to be able to take a squad out. And they did so in really well fashion. The nice little flank around the building. Some good stuff, and that is definitely going to be putting you off to a nice little start going in here in this final lobby.
Single and alone, no maidens. I'm sure it's something they'll be talking about. The spray coming straight in for it is going to be Janie and the crew. Janie's the Kiana. Did have some good gunfights earlier on, and obviously you're expecting that from this caliber of players. Some Preds in this tournament as well, by the way. And oh my goodness, talk of this top tier team. They're down already. One player has been downed.
Yeah, Janie with the cover to try and shield up, but unfortunately, limits from the other team. You're not going to be allowed that space whatsoever. And now just a little fight going out between these two teams. He is able to get up and get out, though. But this area is not safe whatsoever. You can hear the shots ringing through the battlefield.
Oh, yeah. Bouncing, reverbing off all those trees. Airstrike coming as well. Nowhere to hide, especially this open field. This is no man's land. They've got to find some cover. This rock looks to be a little cover for the time being, but not for long.
At this point, you don't even take the cover. You just keep on running. Just get out of there. Not the ideal situation for a fight whatsoever. And we were talking about it. You need these points. You need to be doing what you can to try and make sure you can make it to the final part of this. And you want to be the one pushing up on his team, not getting pushed up on. To the hunt. It's going to be a little bit of shots from a distance, a little bit of damage. Just make someone's life a little bit more miserable, why don't you?
Make him weep.
Yeah.
Send him packing crying. I actually had a game recently where a little lad that I fragged out, he wasn't crying, but he was upset, and I did feel a little bad. These players, though, they're not feeling bad. They're feeling good because they're on their way to the prize pool. Not feeling good. It's going to be a play for SRS, though. The rest coming in along with the shield. Gibby to the rescue once more.
Fantastic bubble. Spacey able to then actually get up, get behind cover. You were talking about these players feeling pretty good. I mean, SRS definitely not quite feeling good with that. And look at that, just beyond this other end of the door. Door broken. They're looking to try and make a push, and they're going to play so aggressive in this. Already 2 members of SRS going to go down, and it's not going to stop there. RAR, the little teehee at the end of their name. I mean, they're laughing all the way to all this fantastic loot they're going to be grabbing.
Rati XD. It's not in the name. I don't think they could fit it, but I'll give it to them. We'll put that to the XD there because it really was. Put all the flames, incendiaries everywhere. If that wasn't enough, 3 players just barraged through the door. The office is closed. No, it's not.
They thought the hours might have said they were closed, but that door was wide open. And while they went and took their business there, that is for sure. Single and alone. I mean, Chrono going to be alone now. 2 members of the team down, and 1 even finished off. Try and reposition. Try and be the last standing hope for your team. Some fantastic shots,
Phase
but
out.
Gotta get out.
Phase out and not even able to recover a beacon. Go for the res, not even a consideration. It's just, I'm thinking of myself, and I'm definitely single and alone right now.
A little reflection during this game since we watched Chrono run away. All right, things got sad. We're gonna go, you know, too much cold brew. Making a little bit of a rift, trying get a reposition here as we're gonna be hopping right into another fight. 1 member of Apes No Fakes down. Chance to try and recover the banner, though, if they can try and take this team down. They have the high ground on them. But a lot of connecting shots. Cold Brew's not carrying.
No, cold brew, drinking cold brew all throughout the year through. Doesn't matter if it's winter or summer. Still hits and still hitting hard with these shots. That's at least 400 damage, Sierra. At least.
Yeah, that damage coming at a little bit of a price, though. All of a sudden, that little position that you had, I mean, you got to be getting out of there. It is still pretty early on, so you're not taking the most damage. I think the most crucial part is once you get back into the ring, making sure that you're not going to get pushed. You can already see this team hanging right around the outside. Going to be taking the fight regardless of this positioning.
Brutal. That zone, that's brutal as well. Opponents aren't bad enough. That zone is really starting to tick away. Look at that HP just chipped. Tick tock goes the clock, and they've got to hurry that pace up if they want to be a contender to get back into that zone.
They got kits on kits on kits.
Okay.
Sure, they're taking slow but sure chip damage, but they didn't seem pressed whatsoever to get out of there, so they have to be feeling pretty good about themselves and their chances of survival right now. Team a little bit more solid in their positions. Gonna be Ibbies. Just looking, you know, we're going back to the slow. Little loot along the way. Just trying to find out where this action could be, so you can either join it or run away from it.
Yeah, they are in the trying to get into the heart of the action. And this is my concern, I think, for these outlying players. And if you're a rat trying to take other rats in a sewer-like fight, you can. If you're a player like Jakiana, takes out what they can. Saying that, he's down to one player. They could be out of the running.
It very well could be.
Oh.
The fight is happening. Everybody's outside of the ring. He's going to be grabbing another kill. About half health, though. Does have a chance.
Please.
Hopefully, if this is the last of the rats nearby, might be able to get a teammate up, might be able to grab a banner. But if there is, you know, anyone nearby, this could be dangerous.
Janie represented with a wingman. Great shots there. Switch out to the Peacekeeper in the nick of time and gets that health pack out in the nick of time as well. Always something that catches me off guard with Apex, and I played it yesterday and today for the record, is you do have a little bit more time available in that zone. Saying that though, Janie's teammate is not going to have much time in the zone.
This is tricky at this point, too. You know
What
that
do you
there's
do?
someone up ahead of you. I mean, you just have to go the right way, or you have to be, you know, taking these fights, winning these shots. We saw Janie did take 2 down inside before. Look at this. So careful. So sneaky. Maybe you could try and sneak up and cause a little bit of an upset.
Gonna switch things out for the time being. We'll come back to the outliers very, very shortly. Just seen in the zone right now where those players are gathering, where they're huddling up to make that next move as we're approaching the single-figure teams.
Ooh. That's a very open
Buy
area.
shields.
And sure enough, Muse is going to be finding that one out the hard way. King Crab, a team that we haven't really gotten to see too much of. Definitely looking a little better. I say that down. Will be going to take some heavy fire. Shields completely gone. But the rest of the team going to be pushing aggressive, has their back.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Looking good here for King Crab. Zoidberg was my favorite from Futurama, by the way. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Is this where I tell you I also haven't seen that?
Oh my. You know, that's okay. That's an old reference too. You know, I've just got to start talking about Attack on Titan, I think. 100 Thieves are on the right notion with that. I'll stop with my old boomer cartoon references. I will leave those at the door. Sierra.
Do I go 0 for 3 and tell you I also haven't seen that?
No, please. Stop it.
Hey, when there's so many video games to be played. Who has time for stuff like that? That's all I'm saying.
This is true. This is true. You are so coldly behind the mic. It's hard to find that time for all the games. And that's a very good point. There's so many games to play. I've still got a library full, and this game has so many players left in it still. I'm gonna see a little bit of an escape action, but oh dear, that's not gonna be the escape they're looking for.
Also, as all this action goes on, I'm gonna hit this real quick. Exclamation point loot drop for your chance to get some loot. Your chance to join in on the action as these teams are. Tragedy gonna be hiding behind this hill, just trying to be peeking out. No, there's a team in the distance, but a hill, such a shallow hill, not a good place. This building could definitely be better to try and take this fight from a way better angle if this building's safe.
Check out this way.
Great focus on that point as well, right? Talking of the map, and we didn't get a chance to go back to it from Jakiana's action from earlier on. If you are not having the best frag game, just work the zone, right? Maybe you're a bit tired after a couple of games throughout the day. No problem. Start working the zone. Go for those zone points. And for a team like the Tragedy, we are going to need to see a bit of both this game. We need to see frags. We need to see placement if they want to be in for a chance with the higher prize pool. Saying that, though, top 10 teams do walk away with some prize pool today. So really, there's so many prizes. And I don't want to say everyone's a winner, but a lot of players are going to walk away a winner today, Sierra.
Man, observers read my mind. I was just wondering how the Chronicles of Janie were, you know, faring up. But Janie is still alive and well with a teammate. Nonetheless, this is still going to be a little bit of a sticky situation. This team has to fight tooth and nail to be staying in this game, but fight they will. Beast of the Hunt coming out. You can see just how dangerous things can be, and Janie doesn't care. She's going. I mean, Janie has been on fire so far. We'll have to see if this could be finally the one to put the nail in their coffin. And it will. Such an attempt, such a try, but not going to quite get there in the end.
What a noble effort. You got to give the biggest of kudos for that. Went out in absolute flames. So much damage inflicted as the carousel will spin.
It was a nice try. Fortunately, not for real, right? Not having the most health, going up against a team that has nothing but it, and these purple shields nonetheless. Definitely, you know, a little bit tricky. Not only that, they got the eyes on this surrounding area. They have a little inkling of where somebody can be, and they're look to be, you know, sitting pretty. Might just look to try and get aggressive and cut the next team off.
Just repositioning with that zone, working the outskirts before they're going to cut back in. And here's that cut, as it will be. And in fact, screw going by foot. Let's go by air. We got Valkyrie.
I mean, yeah, why walk when you can fly, right? The only negative is everyone gets to see where you're going with the skyward dive. Taking a little bit of fire doing that, but they're looking to drop in and make an impact.
Flex any of those bullets trying to impact on them. Up with the shield, courtesy having that Gibby. Talking to Gibby, Gibby's pretty lit right now. Need to recoup some health before they consider a re-engagement and some more repositionings from the Valkyries across the map as well. So coming down to that final crunch here.
Definitely, as everyone's trying to get into this. Not so friendly neighbors going to take some shots of the building just next door. And they're going to be throwing out some nades back in response. Such little quarters. It could be a death trap if somebody tries to be pushing in. But also, it could be a death trap if they stay.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't. That's the position you're going to find yourself a lot in the world of Apex Legends. Something Janie found herself, and I'll go back to it for the third time. The Chronicles of Janie, it could be a cracking book. I think it would be action-packed as well.
Oh, that team, one lone team behind a rock. That one's not looking so good as the ring's closing in. We'll have to see if they can be making it in, but still, tragedy. Saying hi to the guys next door. Arcstar are going to be thrown in, but it doesn't seem quite yet like anyone's trying to push in. They're just playing and toying with their feelings as the ring's closing in.
This needs to happen, Scott, if they want to try and get that first place. Doing quite well on the placements otherwise. Are going to be down to 2 players. Make that barely 1. It's over. It's over and done. The chapter, the book's closed.
Oh, we got a party. A party going on. Look at this. Everybody's looking to try and get involved. A little bubble in the middle. Or trying in. Just trying to stay hold of this one tiny little house. 5 squads still left in this very little ring that we have.
Raw He just kitted to the nines, looking the best for armor, looking the best for frags, looking the best for confidence. Everything is topped up to the brim. I see no reason why they're not going to be the winner here, the way they've been playing so far. Saying that, though, this could be a crucial gunfight.
A little jump outside, throw a nade, try and get back in. One member going to go down as they're going to continue to get pushed. Look at this. We're going to be taking this on close quarters for this fight. And you see someone off in the distance. Going to be shooting in. Just trying to make their impact on this battle between these 2 squads.
Oh my goodness. This is so claustrophobic, Sierra.
No, nobody's scared of these small spaces here, but maybe RAR should be. They're going to be taken out, and with that, it's going to be 4 teams left back in this. And team, now they have a chance. News and Sister get to try and make sure they can met up, get stocked up. They got a bunch of loot, but they know that there's somebody nearby that might try and get aggressive back with them. Don't want things to be too peaceful for too long.
And that's the problem at this stage in the game. Every gunfight is crucial. Every gunfight's going to keep that position away. The Peacekeeper trying to not keep the peace, trying to disturb the peace and ruffle a few feathers here.
I just love how aggressive they're willing to play. They just get right in someone else's face. You know, you wanna mess with us. Well, no, you ain't. With
11
that
frag Sierra, 11.
Ooh, they're looking. They're managed to take the first place the first time around. Looking to continue that going on into this. And while things have been, I mean, they've got a good shot. They're going to be going aggressive on this, though, too. Just down the path, they're going to spot another team. Take some shots as they try and scramble and look for just any cover.
Trying to do, by name and nature, trying to remove some more players from the server.
I love this pinch in. I need to make sure they got everything here. With that, just 2 squads left in the final map before we head into the final 3.
Just gliding through the air, just trying to gain that last second info. 2 teams. Only one can walk away here. Gibby knows. That's a prepared Gibby right there. Good mental, motivated, crucial, and oh my goodness, that might not have been the time.
That is a lot of damage to be taking, but the damage back in return! The turn on there! The confidence was there, and for good reason. Another win coming out for Muzen. Wow, that is not how I expected things to go out with that little victory dance happening.
I'm clapping right now because that deserves an applause. The emote into the final frag. Now that is how you end an Apex Legends game here for the HyperX Loot Drop Community Open. Superb stuff.
I was a little worried for a second, you know, seeing the emote and just being like, oh, this is how you get taken out, but not the quickest of turns. We were talking about favorite moments. That's up there in the highlight reel, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. I think it's all Gibby plays today, though. We've seen the Gibby epic shield play. We've seen the Gibby, if I can say it, epic emote to final frag play. What else are we going to see here? Well, only time will tell.
Certainly. And that was the last of the 3 before we head into the final 3. So it's time to chalk up who's going to be moving on to see who can try and take that top spot. We're going to take a quick break as we figure out the leaderboards, but we'll be back in just a few minutes for more Apex Legends.
Welcome back to the HyperX Loot Drop 2, presented to you by HyperX. And of course, it is TGS. Cup of Frank here. I'm joined the delightful Sierra, Dawn. And Sierra, we've got quite the juicy clip to share with y'all, don't we?
Oh, we definitely do. We've been talking about memorable moments throughout the day and through the maps, and I think this one takes the cake. It's one of those blink and you miss it. A little Wraith kidnapping going on, comes on through, sends a player right into a team just waiting for them, and oh my gosh,
another time.
Yeah, I missed it in the moment, but
it's one of those plays like you could sincerely watch 10 times and not get bored. And I was actually angry that production stopped it because it's so skillful. It's so skillful to do something like that. Just to give you an understanding, because it's something we had to watch back. Production, we had a little breakdown, analytical session in behind the scenes in the break there. That move, the Wraith Kidnap, is so difficult to execute on. It's actually almost a meme to how difficult it is. So for that to happen there in such fashion in a HyperX event, pretty damn cool. And maybe a trick you can put in to your gameplay if you are skillful enough. But enough of the past. We're looking only into the future now. And let's talk about what's going on for these final 10 teams, for these final groups.
Yeah, of course, there was 3 maps to determine who was going to be the top 10 going into our final 3 games of the day. Honestly, moves in with that 70 points. I'm not surprised with how they played because they've been playing out of their minds. But 70 points on the board total, absolutely insane. And these other teams that I'm seeing, I'm not really too surprised either because they were teams that we got to consistently do. Like, we consistently saw them do cool things. We consistently saw them pushing, coming out ahead on fights. So, you know, the Team Danny is not going to make it just knocking out there, but there was definitely a difficult ride in that 3rd map. So I'm not necessarily too surprised by that. Looking over at Lobby B, though, not too surprised with this either. Oh,
so,
finals lobby, sorry.
That's what we're looking at right now, indeed, is aim assist. Yeah, no doubt. We saw just an aim assist show going on over, I believe it was in Group B, if my memory serves me correctly. Trippin on wires. I believe we saw Trippin take a game as well as some other glorious frags. 2 rulers, 1 brain, F-AS, and Arena God Squad for the top 5 of them there. So this final group, it's going to be super interesting to see. Are we going to see maybe a change in the pacing, Sierra? Are we going to see hot drop, hot drop, hot drop? Or are we going to see more of those outlining plays once more for this next map?
I think it's interesting, too, because once you start merging 2 lobbies in together, all of a sudden you're going to be seeing just how they interact with each other. Because there's the teams that they're on top, but then going up against, the other top teams, how they're going to be faring out just in difference of play styles. Even just, how they're going to be clashing going on in that early game. And it'll be awesome, too, because I honestly don't know if we're going to be getting a slower and aggressive start, because I'd like to say slow because teams want to be finding themselves in a good position. But these games have been like nothing but at the beginning. These have been very dominant, strong starts.
We've seen like players, that kind of gameplay, they throw a grenade in a room, close the door, and just watch it explode. That has been the kind of chaos we've seen throughout Group A and Group B. What is the finals going to bring you to see here for the HyperX Community Drop, presented to you, of course, by HyperX and a TGS? Sierra, what are we going to see for these initial drops?
Oh, it looks like we might get a little bit of spats right away, a little bit of contested ground. It seems that these teams are doubling up a little bit, so we can have a little bit of explosive action to be starting things out as they're trying to grab some ground, grab some loot, and grab some kills to try and propel themselves up the leaderboards. RAR, one of the first teams to be having a fight, but already losing a member in doing so.
Chaz getting real up close and personal in the face with a Peacekeeper. Still at it. 1 bullet left in the chamber, in the barrel.
Tricky situation. 2 members of your team's down. And you know that someone can push you at any second here. Just trying to get cover. You could try and go for that cheeky res. But you know someone can push you at any second here. Ooh, nice little jump. Nice little movement
Good evade.
maneuver. Yeah.
Really good evade, and actually, that's going to enable reposition for the frag as well. So, Ches, using Valkyrie, the moves, the abilities, the utility, and the frag capability. Perfect. Perfection. Gets the teammate back up and has that recon, of the spawn, I should say, just there as well. So, what a nice bounce back.
Yeah, I was honestly pretty worried looking at the situation, but fantastic recovery coming out. Get back to full strength in no time there. But that's the dangerous things right out of the beginning, that depending on what loot you get when you dropped, you could be taking a fight that's not going to go well in your favor. But at least you'll have a chance to fight another day.
Brush yourself off, get those dirt off your shoulders, and pick yourself up. Give it another go. That is the beauty of Apex. If you've got a decent teammate or a teammate period that's up, they can make it all happen. Ultimate Accelerant being used here. Try and speed things up for IDK.
Little look at the map too. The teams seem to have completely scattered out. Gonna be no heat to start things off other than our first initial fight. Instead, teams gonna take their chance to just loot up, make sure they're feeling nice and confident going into these engages coming up.
Loot up, suit up.
Yep.
Get ready to kick the opponents out the server. That's the mentality you gotta have. Wingman being equipped. A weapon to boot players out of servers. That's been one of those consistent weapons, I think, throughout all of Apex, where you're going to see at least one wingman on your team. At least one. Probably two, realistically.
That's how you end up in the highlight montage. Those nice, crisp, clean wingman shots going across the server. Oh, yeah. We're talking about memorable moments. That is how you can make one. That is for sure. But it's just going to be, just slow. You gotta find those wingmans. You gotta find what you're feeling confident, good with, be going into the fights. And yeah, this has been really slow. This is a chance for everyone to just take a breather, slow down a little bit, catch your breath.
Got to be careful though. I think as a player, where if you get too complacent, you can become the snooze fest, right? Like, sure, I think as a spectator, like, okay, they're just looting up. But as a player, if you don't keep yourself checked into the game, that movement high, your agility, your looting, you're going to lose that edge. And as you see, they're still scooting around the map, keeping that pace going, keeping that momentum in their favor. And even grabbing a vehicle as well. Questionable, if you ask me.
It's questionable driving, that is for sure. But,
Please.
For real, take the license away. Reposition, though, means there could be a nice little cheeky angle. You can see a team off in the distance. Try and take some shots to just harass them just a little bit, though. It looks like they might have just gone and taken some cover, not really wanting to engage.
Arena God Squad. On the other side of that fence, that nosy neighbor was having a pot shot or two thrown across. And maybe even that nosy neighbor that called 911 on the bad driving here of the Rad Boy Society.
Definitely not welcome over on this side of the map, but it looks like they might just be two ships crossing in the night for now. A little chance, things slowing down. It's going to be quiet out here. The teams continue just to be able to loot up just a little bit. The vehicle coming back out could alert people that, Red Boy, they're out on the move. But it's someone else's choice whether they choose to engage. And, there could be a little chance here. Jane definitely seems to be aware of something in the midst.
Disturbance from the Fulton there. There's disturbance under their feet. Do you have the barrier out, though? Do you have the shields to cover it for the time being? Been and gone. The thing of the past. Janey got all of the util available. Does have the airstrike as well. Oh, excuse me, the airstrike. Does have the ability to reset with flight.
kind of a little bit of a weird angle just on top of the building. Normally high ground is really good, but with the curved edges of the building, it's kind of weird with the curved edges of the building because you kind of saw the corner of a head, but you're so exposed trying to be taking that fight. Janie looking comfortable to try and take it anyways, but there's going to be shots taken from the other side of the building as well. And of course, this team's not at full strength. One member already completely gone, putting you at a severe disadvantage. Is heavy fire all around.
Yeah, here comes the barrage, and you bring up such a valid point. These round edges make it so difficult to make those kind of in and out plays that you'd usually see a player like Janie make. Very difficult to do at a round edge because you could slip off and there goes your life. We're slipping off to another team though. Aim assist, a familiar team we've seen cause so much chaos in these past lobbies.
Yeah, this team has been absolutely dominant so far. Yeah, Demons for sure. A little bit of a mishap if one member was down, but getting them back up, being able to reposition is definitely looking better than what's happening over here as Genie's team's still stuck just outside of the ring here. So early on, of course. You're not going to be taking too much damage. We saw that Janie last time played a lot outside of the ring and is able to get back in. Oh, the ultimate, they won't even have to worry about that whatsoever. Take us for a spin. Make me a little dizzy, I'm not gonna lie.
Hold your breath, yeah. Maybe take a breath after the spins there. Everyone's flying. Everyone's after the reposition here. And I do like this. And as I mentioned earlier, and I will say it again for those at the back, Valkyrie, essential. I really do think an essential legend when it comes to Apex, especially if you want that opportunity to reset, get that next map advantage and use the zone. Make it yours. No Valkyrie plays teammate just yet though. Sit pretty in cover. Not for this team.
Yeah,
not for this team at all.
Yeah, no Valkyrie, no recovery, and there is a team knocking at your door. Taking some shots in return. This is a nice little angle for cover, but it's not a place that you can stay for so long, of course. You're so far outside the ring at this point, and trying to push in could be landing yourself right in danger. Danger you don't want to find yourself in with already one member gone. This Taurus has been a team that has been so strong, and there is a reason why. That flick, these shots coming on through, but they have to take them out.
Good use of the aerial ability there. Furious indeed, and get this frag. So well deserved, but they're not done yet.
No, they're not. They have to make sure every enemy is taken out before they get back into the ring. Try to engage yet again. Shots coming on through. Aim assist.
Player left.
Only one left, but they'll come out on top for now.
Terry has got the armor. He's got the syringe for now. Those syringes are depleted. Only 3 syringes left. And by my calculations, that zone, that distance, Sierra, that is not enough health to get you all the way.
Yeah, it's definitely getting to be a little bit iffy around this point. Of course, you know that there could be dangerous run into it. As we say, there's going to be a shot, and look, they're going to aggress onto this BB as well. You already know things aren't going well, and things are going to take a turn for the worse. Because I'm going to be grabbing that kill. You know, they've always been aggressive. They don't want the comfort of being in the ring. They just want those kills.
Goes to show you, though, it's very punishing. It's extremely punishing going for those frags purely. And when you're not worrying about the zone is going to start worrying about you. It's going to start to bully you. And that's what we saw there. The zone just taking so much HP. Hundreds and hundreds of points of HP just been and gone. And that's aim assist, been and gone as well. Let's talk about that for a second, Sierra. That was a top team from one of the other lobbies.
Yeah, we were saying how things would be interesting how they stack up when these top teams go against each other, but to see them out so early in this definitely comes as a little bit of a surprise because they weren't a team that did good once. They were a team that was being consistently dominant, consistently aggressive.
Over and over. Oh, the scout. I love the scout. I am such a big fan, if you can hear me, scout.
You know what? I think this is where we might agree on something. Definitely top tier weapon. That's going to be a nice little pickup.
That's what we like to hear.
Okay, we can't disagree on absolutely everything, right?
Repelling like magnets. We're together on this one, though. The negative and the plus attract, and yeah, the scout. It's beautiful. It really is. And now it comes in your care package as well. So a little bit harder to get your greasy mitts on as a legend in the server. And when you do, that range, that mobility, oh, it's deadly. It's so deadly. I'll be honest, I miss it being on the ground. Like, I don't know what weapon to choose now.
I mean, that's where you can just get your, you can get a Mastiff and you get another Mastiff.
Double up.
Yeah, there you go. You don't need absolutely anything else. Things, though, on the game, gonna be taking a turn for a little bit of the slower. Single and alone, pretty geared up with the shields and stuff. They seem to have a nice little position out on this map, but haven't really had too much happening. They're gonna be able to spot somebody out, but there's no engages so far for this team, though. They seem eager to take one.
They do. They really, really do. I like the word eager. They are eager beavers, knocking at every door. Like for the Girl Scout cookies, trying to sell them. Do you want some? Knock at the next door. Do you want some? Everyone getting that offer for a battle in this case.
Chrono just out here. Do you want these hands? Like, come on, I'm here. I'm ready for you.
I'm throwing hands, buddy. I'm throwing hands.
Yeah, just going, looking back and forth, holding this little roof vantage point, and just so ready for someone to push them and come take the fight. You can hear gunshots off in the distance. Doesn't seem targeted towards this team, at least not yet.
Not yet, but I tell you something that is right now. It's the here and now. It's loot drop. Exclamation mark loot drop in the chat. If you want to be a part of that, if you fancy some prizes, please, right now. Exclamation mark loot drop. You've got 2 minutes. T-minus 2 minutes.
Do it now before you get distracted with the game, because I know for us, we've been so focused on what's happening on the screen. You gotta do exclamation, stop what you're doing, exclamation point loot drop. If you want to be walking away with some awesome loot, some awesome prizes. There are some great things coming out from HyperX. You want to get involved.
Mike's. We've always got a few different goodies. Ooh. Nothing but badness. No good here. The Mastiff does the final blow.
Ooh, HyperX giving out some dubs over to Arena Amateurs as well. Captain Cuddle's able to grab a kill, but it's still not a very safe area to be whatsoever. You gotta back out, and that fire coming in. Gotta try and reposition. Ooh. Oh, there he goes.
Too fragile. Too fragile in the HP department. Noble effort of just trying to scamper off into the distance, into the shadows, but everyone's watching. The all-seeing eye. Not of Bloodhound, of all these players. These players know what to look for. They know the signs of a scurrying weak player. That player shall be deleted.
Chrono finally able to start taking some shots from somebody on top of this building. I feel like we've seen this movie before. Chrono just looking for a fight, daring for someone to try and pick them off. And nobody seems to want to engage quite yet.
Very, very different pace from what we're used to today. This is, I think, a similar tone to that first 2 minutes of the entirety of the event, right? Where it's just a stalemate. No teams taking any unnecessary risks. And for these teams, as you're seeing on the map right now, thank you so much, production, they're starting to press into that final circle. This is where everything's going to hit the fan.
We were talking about things being slow, but there's only 9 squads left going into this too. So they've been taking fights, but they've been taking things that have been maybe a little more calculated coming out from them. Each team trying to make sure they're playing at the top level, try to make sure they can get the points they need on the board and not take any risk that's going to be knocking them out too early.
Calculated clutches rather than chaotic clutches. This one, I don't think you're going to get a choice. The enemy's right in front of your face. You're looking down your barrel, you see theirs. This is such a 50-50 gunfight, Sierra.
It seems like a potential barn of disaster there. You can see both sides that there could potentially be people out on the other side. It could be a tricky place if anybody wants to try and engage you. And they're even willing to do so from a distance. Who's been feeling comfortable to take some shots their way.
Head glitching. Losing sister trying to have a little peek over the ledge of that box. Get the info, and you're starting to see everyone's cascading into each other now. That's scaling towards the final circle. This is that moment of truth.
Final circle, but still 9 squads, though. Maybe not for long. Moose is taken down. It's going to be 1 against the world now. Shield's broken and taking so heavy fire. Have to get out quickly. Get any sort of cover if you can. You know a team potentially right on your back. Nice being able to at least get the shields back. And there's potential, you know, if a banner can't be grabbed, but not with that string coming, and never mind.
Hey now, we've seen crazy things today for those recovery of banners. It's not a Gibby though. That might be the only caveat, the only difference in this combat potential. Oh boy, a lot to do here for Fury.
Yeah, a little leap of faith, repositioning. You can't safely. Fury can't safely shoot at somebody trying to come in now. Instead, you have to worry about attacks from all fronts, as you're the last hope for your team to try and get higher up in the placements. You can wait for everyone to pick each other off, though. Well, that could be something. And sure enough, one of those teams is trying to shoot some missiles at a distance toward 2 rollers, 1 brain's way.
Consolation prize of a couple of frags before you get put into the grave. Not too bad at all. Looking to build upon what they have already here.
Let's go this way.
Decent chunk of damage inflicted by Caro. Great armor situation as well. Kitted to the nines with the weapons. I think of all the teams we've seen so far, that's probably one of the stronger teams with regards to their armory. I think that could be a big factor for these last few.
Oh, 100%. I do not disagree. Though, Rara doesn't look, you know, too bad themselves. At least, you know, where armor is concerned. Though positioning, like, could be a little more interesting. They do have the setup for it, but wide open doors on both sides. Don't quite have any cover.
It's an invite that I don't think I would take. The door's open. Yeah, there's like a cake inside. You're like, you know what? I'm not hungry. I don't think so, because on the other side, there's these evil players just lurking in the shadows, and you'll see that right now. A couple of players hiding. Some players definitely not hiding at all. Confident, proud, right on top of the roof.
In fact, there's still 6 squads left, just going these 2 little barns. Dude, look at this. I don't know, just holding their corners, just waiting to see, try to have that crossfire if anybody tries to be jumping in here. Everybody just playing their positions just inside of the rings, just inside of the rings near the outside, just in these buildings. And look at the fight to try and get a little bit of ground over here.
Sure is a barnyard burner, that's for sure. Ultimate available for Gibby. I did see that. And there it is. It's going to be executed. Separate a gap, give it a little bit of a chance for a reposition. I think that actually might go for the aggress.
All this damage being done. Being inside seems to be the safe place to be right now. But you know, Rar doesn't care whatsoever. They're going to get aggressive. They're going to take this fight outside.
Peacekeeper, baby.
Woo! Fantastic fight coming out. Are you ready to admit that the Peacekeeper might be better?
Yeah, all right. You know what? I can't even say that pretend sad voice. No, I will. That was such a good clutch. And we've seen nothing but Peacekeeper clutches today. The Mastiff not really left a mark. The Peacekeeper, oh, it's going to leave a gaping wounds after those frags.
For sure. And with that, it's going to be 4 squads left. 11 members fighting almost all just on this side of this map. Just shots fired between the 2 buildings, but not for too much longer. As this ring's it's closing in. They're gonna have to force their way out.
Caustic trying to utilize the gas best as possible. And in this final zone, this really could be super interesting how that plays out.
Oh, for sure. Of course, the bigger the map is, you know, knocks gas. Not too useful unless they're coming to you, but in this small space, well, that could be absolutely disastrous, absolutely
Huge.
deadly. Yeah, if you get the chance to play for it. But they have to give up their positioning for now and push up right into the arms of another team. Those shots in the back could make this a safe place for them to lurk for now.
Good double peek. Good use of the util here as well. Coming through, spraying the prey. The flat lane does the damage needed. And that is going to be out the groups and the final lobby. Game one's done.
We had 6 teams and now there's a winner. It happened so fast, but we're going to be coming out on top in the first map of our finals. And I mean, it's a fantastic job. A lot slower pace of a game for a lot of the time, but once that zone started closing in and where it was, it's where things started to heat up. And we saw those big plays coming out, but RAR coming out on top. And I mean, since points were reset going into this, that has to feel good for them.
Oh yeah, that's a breath of fresh air. And if you're having to have a bit of an adrenaline slump, they're going to have a peak again. And that's going to hopefully not go into any valleys. Peak right until the end of this tournament. Great game. We did see some awesome performance as well from Raw in the group. So to see that kind of translate into this final lobby as well, that's a really good sign. If they can keep that up, they will be holding on to that #1 podium. No problem at all. NBD. We will be back with plenty more of your Apex Legends action for the HyperX loot drop very, very shortly. And don't you go anywhere. get yourself comfy, and prepare for battle. The HyperX loot drop QT gaming for TGS, and of course, with HyperX, is at your doorstep right now. We are in the finals. We've been all through the groups, and it is getting mighty competitive. And in fact, it's a bit of a stalemate in these final lobbies. As you're seeing from the frags there, not really too much to tell you apart from what you're seeing. Sierra, break it down. What happened in game number 1 of the final lobby?
I mean, this was a game that was pretty slow and tactical for a lot of it. Of course, we're in the finals here. We're in the final 3 maps. These teams want to make sure that they're getting some points. They're getting these placement points. And that's exactly what we're seeing kind of like breaking down here, just in terms that a team that's having, we got the placement points, we got the kill points, being able to take that top spot. But just with how even things were just across the board, they're not even going to be taking that spot solely. They're going to be tied with single and alone. And I think that's a really far cry from where we were looking at in lobbies A's and B's before the finals, to where there was just one team that was just overly dominant throughout.
And aim assist, that exact team, look where they are. They're barely in the top 10. They scraped into the top 10. Can they get back into the game? Sure thing, Chicken Wang. Anything can happen in the world of Apex Legends. And at this moment in time, with such a low first game, anything is possible, and I do hope to see aim assist getting back locked in with that 100% aim assist. I'm not a controller player. I'm a PC player when it comes to Apex. Are you a controller player, or are you a keyboard and mouse player?
Mouse and keyboard all the way. 100%. So yeah, no, I agree. But aim assist was a team that we saw. They were so strong, but they were aggressive in doing so. And sure, when they were in their respective lobby, that was something that was working out for them. But when you're having, the best of the best from both lobbies here, being overly aggressive all of a sudden could land you in some hot water when you're going up against a team that's, maybe a little better than you thought at face value.
And that's what we saw for aim assist. They bit off more than they could chew. They were trying the craziest, the most mental of plays that works in your groups, but you may be going to get your wrist slapped if you try and act out a bit when it comes to that final lobby. Reel it in a bit and back to the drawing board for aim assist, as we will get into the second portion of this final lobby, or the second game, I should say, very, very shortly. And if by magic, huzzah, there it is, dropping in game number 2 of the HyperX loot drop, presented to you by TGS Sierra. Where are these players gonna land?
Ooh, I don't know. For something that was so slow last time, I feel like a common trend that I've seen in some matches is the longer the things go on and players desperate for points, the more they're willing to, engage early, try and get early kill leads, try and, make some sort of impact. Of course, kills are counting for a lot in this. So replacement points, but you can start getting some kills and gain some momentum that way. I mean, taking an early fight can get you back into this. And sure enough, there is going to be a couple spots on this map that seem to be a little bit more grouped up.
Bunched up. Looted up. Getting the shields. Nice to see 2s and 3s coming through already. Good vibes. If you can get like your armor, your shield sorted nice and early in the game, you feel that much more confident to go in for those early gunfights. And for these teams, not something I'll be expecting, but it's good to be prepared for when the occasion happens. And so far, so good here for Rad Boys.
I mean, I would love to see a team just, get your weapon of choice, get a nice shield, and then just try and push someone, try and make a play. But I guess when you're, at this point in the map, or Elysium where we see him now, if there's nobody nearby, that's not really in your control.
Watching. Optics here. Close range. I need it.
Just soaking in their surroundings, trying to get a bit of a game plan, trying to figure out maybe what weapons they're going to want to start out things with here as well. Big questions, only questions that will be able to be answered by the players as they figure out a game plan.
I'm curious for, the places where teams were a little bit more concentrated on the map, if they just chose to go their separate ways, or if they haven't just quite crossed paths, because this has been a very uneventful beginning.
There's nothing's
this
happened,
match.
has it? Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a tumbleweed's gonna roll by shortly. Like
Yeah.
it really has been one of those games. And we talked of a slow 2-minute start to our first game. Speak the devil, there you go. Some first blood, some shields are gonna start to be tapped on. As engage number 1 begins here for game number 2 of your final lobby.
TPV, you know, not the greatest of shields, but sometimes you do not have the choice when you're going to be taking a fight. Going to be just getting out of harm's way, though. Not going to be taking the shots back. Looking to just reposition just this little bit. Try and make sure you can try and get a reset for engaging again, or just back up to see once you get better loot.
Here. Close range.
Give me the loot, give me the loot. Biggie said it. These players would be saying it as well. You get that reference, right? Please, please.
No.
No.
I'll let you cry about that one. Speaking of people getting loot, next winner coming out from our HyperX giveaways is going to be Crew. So congratulations.
Nice.
Yeah, there's someone that's a winner, you know.
Nice segue. That was gold.
Oh, thank you.
Smooth.
Thank you. I
Smooth
got to
as you
take
like.
the attention off of me somehow, right?
You know what? That was a good dodge. You were wearing level 3 armor. I could see that for sure. Level 3 shields. Hit it up.
Greatest movement to dodge out of the way of that one, that's for sure. And it looks like Arena God Squad, there are some shots fired. They're just going to be getting out of the way of that as well. None of these teams don't really seem to want to engage, and they're even just going to reposition here at the skyward dive out of there. But we've seen today already, a couple of these dives have not worked out so well when you reposition right into a group of people.
More like a dive bomb, right? Rather than
Yeah.
sort of the dive to reposition. It's such a dangerous move to do. It's high risk, high rewards, and we've seen a lot of risks taken in the tournament so far. This one, a bit more of a safe journey. Just flying into the shrubbery, into the grass, take it nice and slowly, and as you've seen, the theme of this game really, just methodical gameplay.
Yeah, this has been, 18 squads left. This has been 17. There we go. Somebody's making a move somewhere on this server. That is for sure. LSP seems to be, a little worried of someone nearby. I'm curious if that was a team that, engaged. MP, though, they took some fire. They got to get out and, see if they can try and get a banner in place.
Valkyrie showboating, I love it. Absolutely love it. You got the moves? Show him, of course. And that's exactly what we're going to see here from NTP. Player down, doesn't matter. Still vibing. Still looking for gunfights as well. And, might see the tip of a nose of a player there, Sierra.
Yeah, I saw somebody lurking in the shadows there. You're peeking around the corner, you think it's good, and it's like, oh, never mind. It's whether they saw you back in return. But look at this. We're going to be swapping perspectives. IDK, looking to try and run through the tunnels. There is definitely a little bit of danger going over that way, and they kind of want to make sure they're not going to get trapped between a rock and a hard place.
We saw a beautiful Wraith kidnap, getting flashbacks. I think it was actually in the same building as well.
That's actually what I was thinking, yeah. I was trying to figure out,
This is
the
familiar.
same carpet we had.
Deja vu.
Medkit here.
Real, and I mean, the deja vu is just the consistently slow game that we have here as well. 17, you believe it, we're this far in this game and there's still 17 left and very minimal fights, despite you can see even in the top left that there is people close to each other. There should be some action happening.
Momentarily, and I think what it is, Sierra, and I guess to kind of put an explanation behind what we're putting down here, it's just a lot of respect. So much respect is being given by each of these teams. They know they made it to the final group for a reason. They know that they all have that fragging capability, and thus why you're seeing constant checkmate, constant stalemate in the server right now. Hardly any bullets being fired even.
Oh, there is over here, though. Remember, if you want to be getting to the top of the leaderboards, you can't just do it off the placements. You need to get some kills. You need to engage. And SSB, they're getting engaged on. They're going to look and try and throw a little bit of that heat back. Nox can't canister the roof, but their team seems to have backed up, playing a bit of a different angle. And NSSB, well, they got to go hunting.
Yeah, we talk a heat. It's like a really light simmer right now. Not like we've almost turned the stove off. That's where it is right now. I want to see it at 450. I want to see it maxed out. I want to see it above boiling point, and hopefully this reset here from Valkyrie could do so. But say that, a player's going to go down as they surge into the air. Tragic.
Shot out of the sky. A little bit of karma for that spinning perspective we had going on there. And, well, they're going to be spinning 6 feet under. That's definitely a tough blow.
Ouch.
I mean, a little bit of high risk, high reward. Sure, that ultimate's so strong, but there is the risks. And sometimes, you know, that needs to be taken a little bit more into account.
Paying the ultimate price. That's like the worst kill cam to see as well, when you're literally seeing yourself falling from the sky. Not a good feeling. You're like, well, this is over, and I'm out.
Last time we casted together, we saw somebody get killed while they're up in the sky. You knew that it was going to happen at some point today, too. It is literally the caster curse.
It is. We talk every time a Valkyrie goes in the air, we give him the podium for a short moment and literally shot out the sky like clay pigeon shooting, making it look that easy. These players in the server right now, as you see on your scoreboard in front of you, this is the second of 3 games for the final lobby. If you just joined us, good news. I'm going to give away some free loot for you. Exclamation mark loot drop in the chat. Do it right now. Get yourself in for a chance for some HyperX swag. Some looting going on. They're looking for goodies. No HyperX goodies in those death boxes, but in the chat. That's where it's at right now for you.
You know it's a great stream when you do not have to be a competitor to be winning some fantastic stuff.
Exactly.
So make sure to enter now. We have the chance. Exclamation point loot drop, like you just said. That team might want to be dropping that in chat right about now because they got absolutely taken out of the competition. That might be their way back into winning something good.
They got slayed. Absolutely slayed. And perhaps might need a new headset. New mouse. Something. HyperX might have that ingredient for that perfect recipe.
Definitely, but what we have here now is just a slow simmer, the next page of our recipe book, as you know, we had a little bit of action. You know that there's somebody around you, but it's just slow setting up. Try and catch them out, but nothing quite yet.
Yeah, just to set up with the perimeter here for Rad Boy Society. You're seeing Caustic doing Caustic things, getting toxic, spreading the love, if you will, around, getting some bonuses, still looting up, and getting some extra loot off the bot as well. Cherry on the cake to already having some good loot. No cherries on any cake, and in fact, it's just a mess of breadcrumbs right now for NSSB.
You have to reposition to try and charge up a little bit. 2 members of the team already down. You can't risk getting shot out while you're trying to, you know, get stacked. But, wow, there is a lot of respect happening from these players. How slow things have been going here. I mean, at this point, people not even pushing buildings because they don't want to face the horrors that could be inside.
They're just peeping over the fence, literally. Valkyrie just going for a bird's eye view. But I can tell you for a fact, that's not an aggressive vision look. That's just a little peer over the fence. And back to hiding they'll probably go. Aim assist. The team that just took the mic from us the entire tournament so far. Quiet game for final lobby. Game number 1. What can they do for game number 2?
I mean, if they can take this fight and win this fight, they have been so aggressive in previous lobbies. They've shown us that aggression comes for good reason. And it looks like they're going to get aggressive now. Finally, a little spice in our lives. Aim assist looking to try and push out on this other team. A lot of connecting shots, but repositioning. Going to get shot in return. Look at this. It's going to be a push through. Peacekeeper coming out. Look at this leg. Look at this movement just peeking on around.
Dancing.
Absolutely fantastic. A little dance.
A little tip-tap-a-roo around the rocks, and great dancing moves, great dancing feet. Trying to dance out of this event and try to miss a beat. That's the attempt here from Mercenary. We've seen so many good plays so far today. perhaps even a res hit.
Ooh, it's going to be dangerous. You know that there's a team looking to get aggressive. They saw that somebody's there. That Mercenary can try and res, and you know, a push, well, Mercenary's not expecting it, could be good, but Mercenary's going to try and get the upper hand on them. And
I like this, Sierra. I think this is the good play. I think this is the best play possible for this situation.
This could be so good. It is a dangerous journey. It is a solo journey now, Mercenary, but it could be one that could have all the rewards, all the riches. If you're the other team, you might not expect this play coming out.
Be brave, Frodo. That's the kind of vibe that you're going to have in your mind right now. Just be a bold explorer to conquer this flank. This is going to be such a tough engagement for Mercenary to take. But if any player's capable, it's Mercenary.
Look at this. Just playing it so slow and careful. Doing due diligence. Make sure that nobody's around you. Nobody's watching you. You know that there was a team around not too long ago.
Oh, this is
but
so
getting
tense.
the banner could be such a good strat.
It's possible. This is so possible. We saw it earlier. There's no Gibby available now, though. This is all down to the Wraith. This is such a sticky, picky play. Oh my goodness. The banner is going to be recovered.
That in a God Squad at this point. Just going to be hiding right by this building. Just feeling good. You got all the loot boxes. You're feeling good, but taking this fight. Kind of like an angle. Try and flank around the same little rocks. Or another team had fallen not too long before. Backing up just that little bit.
The God Squad's not looking to back up. Put it in reverse at all. It's stuck in drive. W stuck, and that joystick so looking to go forward right into the jaws of the opponent. So many gunfights, and this is two gunfights simultaneously. Maybe a third party to add to insult to injury.
At this point, you gotta reposition, but repositioning leaves you a little bit open on the other end, and that's not gonna be it. Also, shot from behind, coming on through Arena God Squad. They don't look to be in the greatest position so far. They have to be getting out of this with potentially just pure gunfights.
Yeah, they're fighting this like it's an action movie. It really does feel like an action movie right now for them. Constantly at the heart of the battle, constantly unable to look anywhere but into a bullet.
This point, play is being made. You know the team right outside of the ring, and you know Jake believes gonna get aggressive with it. Peeking around, not able to quite find contact. You know that someone was just here a moment ago.
They were here. That's what they're saying in the team comms. I also want to say, there's 12 teams. Look how tiny that zone is right now. There's 12 teams.
This is about to get to be a bloodbath soon enough. Especially with how these teams have been playing. No angle is safe. Ninja God Squad, definitely scared for them with the angle that they're holding. Just in the fact that they could be shot from all angles. Sure enough, it's going to be a portal through. They're going to be taking this so close. Guns coming out. Jake believes taken out 2 to try and do damage back, but is all of a sudden down to 1. No help. Oh. And that is going to be the end of them. 11 squads left. He's finally heating up.
Oh, yeah. It's turned up to that 450. It's turned up to boiling point right now. From 12 to 10, just like that. The zone's coming through. They've got to move, and that zone slowly but surely start to do more damage. And these players, you can guarantee their weapons are going to do max damage. Perked out, cracked out players, and the frag comes through as well. Another frag for Mercenary.
Ooh, getting aggressively pushed, though. Mercenary will grab another. Here we go. Now we're down to 9. We knew that things were going to start ramping up with this next ring, and sure enough, this has not been disappointing. You know, with a game as slow as this, with so little teams taken out, that things, well, they're just going to go from 0 to 100 real quick.
Oh, yeah. This is going to go from 0 to breaking the law speeds. You're gonna have the flashing lights in your rearview mirror just like that.
Ooh, look at this. Genie team looking to get aggressive in this. Diana going all in.
Lads.
Full impact. Look at that.
Chasing. Just trying to get that prey in the jaws. I think a teammate might have actually finished the job there. Luciana doing plenty though, and gets the assist for the prize.
I love that little ring around the Rosie. Little merry-go-round of death there, playing in that little tunnel. But now we're over to Rad Boy Society. They made an early impact in our very first lobby of the day. Made it all the way into the finals now. One of the top 8 in map number 2. But look at this position they have. This is, dare I say it, some of the scariest position I've seen in the game. And it's only gonna get worse.
That is absolute hell on earth. That's not where you want to be. Airstrike's coming through. There's a pipe to your right. There's stairs to your left. And there's just a barrage of bullets going to come in your way momentarily. They've got to move. They've got to find a better position.
At least, you know, back fully exposed. Even going up the stairs, I was going to say, if you can get up the stairs safely 1 point, you could be good. But yeah, they're so stuck. And they got a storm coming their way. Look at the strikes coming down. Number 1, Watson, man, on the game. You're going to be bleeding out. They still have a little bit of cover, but it's not looking really good for Rad Boy Society in this spot.
No good vibes at all for Rad Boy Society. That's bad vibes only at this point. This is looking real difficult. Just with this angle. There's so many high angles that are looking down on where they are right now. Great damage. That's a cracking headshot.
That's one of the things that you need stuck in this position. You need to be getting these fights and you need to be taking them out. I missed second shot, but you could get that information there, repositioning just that little bit. Ensure you're not in the great position, but shots like that. If you can get one of them down, you might have time to get to a better spot.
I respect this snipe play, but I just don't know if it's the time, the position. They've got to try and get to the high ground, choose that sniper. It's just not going to be impactful. It's not going to be effective. They're in the belly. They're in the heart of the action. They've got to get out.
And they're totally exposed, running up this ramp. They're running right in at this point, but other teams repositioning. Their chances trying to take somebody out. Strikes coming down, pushing right on through. In this fire, but you have eyes. You have an eye on where someone else can be. But with so little cover, it's going to be a tricky journey. Rad Boy Society has their work cut out for them.
You know what they say, when you're in the eye of the storm, you just got to keep going on through. You're through the worst of it, and that's what these teams have got to do. They've got to keep their wits about them. 6 teams, 5 just now.
This is where it's all going, and nobody's letting up here. 5 teams left.
The barrage.
So much damage. A little moment to try and reset just that little bit, though.
There's going to be a massive open area, Sierra. Look at the middle of the map there. When it closes, it's all open.
It's going to be taking some real up-close fights. You know, we're going to be going out to the Wild West with that one. No longer having the securement of these buildings unless you can try and take out your enemies before having to go into that final little zone. Actually, look where the zone is. This could be such a nice little spot.
Good point. That might actually work for them. That might be something they can use to their advantage. Great kind of lighthouse vision area here for Jane and crew. Jane and Kiana. The name slipped my mind for a second. It is a tongue twister, Sierra.
Or maps. We need to sit in the break and figure that one out for sure. Giving them the respect they deserve, getting into the top 4 squads in the second lobby of finals here. No angle is quite safe. Race Society, they're still in this against all odds. They were looking rough for a second. Look, you see him looking real rough as well. Heavy fire coming out. Zaki it taken out. But Sienna, heavy fire. Look, so little health. Look at that. 2 squads. 2 squads left. Bad Boy Society. Fantastic shot coming out.
Last 2. It's over.
What?
Janie and the gang not able to sustain all of that heavy gunfire. Who will, though? It's celebrating blood time, that's for sure. And they're getting a good time laughing their way to the bank.
I honestly, Rad Boy Society, we knew that they were doing good things just from earlier on in the lobbies, but the positioning that they had in that last lobby, I didn't think they'd be able to get out of that situation. Not only did they get out, but they managed to go out on top. Fantastically played.
Get out, and they went ham as well. Such a stylish way of doing it. And you're right, they had the god spot, I think, of that last circle, if you want to put it that way, and being able to pick up the frags to boot with that. It doesn't really get better than that to take the dub and to get all of the frags there for the Rad boys. That is game number 2, been and gone. We've been giving loot drop giveaways all night long as well. We've still got another one to go, so please make sure for your next in that last game coming up after the break here, ! Loot drop if you're interested when that buzzer comes up on your screen. In the meantime though, that is going to be it for map number 2. One final game is going to be coming up for this final lobby, and we'll catch you just around the corner.
It is time for our final drop of the day of the HyperX Loop Drop Community Tournament presented by the Gaming Stadium. It has been a fantastic ride so far. These maps have been so great, so competitive, and I cannot wait to see how this shakes up.
Yes, it is. It's the final chapter of what has been an epic saga. You said about the Chronicles of Janie. I'm going back to that for the third and last time because, yeah, it is the Chronicles of Janie and the community of Apex Legends. And talking of that, let's talk about this killer. You can't teach this kind of shot that we saw against Janie. Look at this Kraber shot. That's disgusting. Look how quick that was. One more time.
The Chronicles of Janie, definitely coming to an halting end over on that one. This is a blink and you miss it sort of shot. We had to get production to slow this down so much. Just look at that zoom in. It happened instant, gone. This is when there was 2 squads left. As we know, Rad Boy Society was able to come out on top after that. And I mean, there is quite a few impactful things that they did to even get to that point, and that was surely one in securing this win.
Oh yeah, that's trigger discipline to the nth degree. Like, I'm still looking, I'm like, Jilda, you playing that clip again? I want to see it again. I'm so excited about it because it's special. Moments like that, we've been spoilt with abundance so far. At least once per game, we've seen Gibby plays. We've seen crazy cracked headshot plays like that with the Kraber as well. We've seen Peacekeeper plays. But the plays for this final game, let's have a focus on the scoreboard right now. Right at the top, you've got Single Alone with that 36. Is that strong enough, Sierra, to take the whole prize, though?
I don't think so at all with how these teams have been playing. Sure, Single and Alone have definitely been playing strong, but so have all these other teams. I'm looking like Rad Boy Society, who just came off of a win at 26 points, and there's still the team between them, RAR with that 32. This is still pretty close across the board. A nice little lead is nice, but I don't think it's going to get you as far as you need to. You still need to be stepping up in this final map.
You 100% do. Top 10 players, or say top 10 players, top 10 teams are going to walk away with a smile on their face and some goodies in their pocket, courtesy of TGS and HyperX for the record. Also, aim assist. They did make it back from 10th to 7th, so let's just give a hypothetical here. This is an unlikely hypothetical, but I'm going to do Theorycraft anyway. Let's say they're able to have the best game of the Apex Legends career. They might be able to get into that top 5 if they're going to have a frag fest here. Let's see what the game has to bring us for the final of this final lobby.
I think that's a little bit of copium that you have right there. Sure,
I'm huffing it. I'm huffing copium.
This team has been strong. Do not get me wrong, but considering how these teams have been playing out in this lobby so far and just the fact that they're already down so many points, I think if you are a fan of Amos Safes, you are crossing your fingers, you are crossing your toes, because they are going to have to show up in this final game. And you know those teams at the top are not going to risk their spot for something like that.
Yeah. You bring up a good point. Perhaps if this had been the case in the groups, it would have been a different story from how we saw the performance of aim assist impact on the lobby. But for this lobby, yeah, maybe a bit of fatigue starting to kick in.
I mean, maybe not even fatigue. It's just if nobody's going to engage you, you know, they were going for the kills. They were going for as many points as they could get. So don't know quite what's happening over there, but
yeah,
you know,
That's what took my my mind away. Sorry, as I
Yeah.
drifted away halfway through my sentence. You're very right. No one has been going for the engagements. And I was also wondering why one player was perhaps not going for an engagement. But early pickup, easy frag to be picked up to start
Yeah.
things off. We
Yeah.
take those, I guess.
I like the hesitation too, like,
guys?
not even from us, but from a player standpoint, but no. Something that y'all don't need to hesitate about is just watching the stream, because there are some awesome prizes being given away. Our last winner, Grandma Forfeit, congratulations on getting yourself some fancy new swag, and make sure to stay tuned, keep attention, because that's not the last of the giveaways for the day.
No, we've definitely got more coming your way. Talking of information coming your way, Invasion for Production, unfortunate a DC there. So that first frag you saw wasn't a tilted player, just unfortunate. DC, it happens. Internet things, and whoa, internet things continue as the battle across the internet. He's going to go right ahead here. The Peacekeeper required, the Repeater required as well. Switched out for the car. That's much better here for Arena God Squads.
Ooh, but this positioning isn't necessarily the greatest. Getting shot at, just one little bin of cover,
not
and
broken, though.
ooh. Yeah, broken, but taking some heavy fire in return. At least Jake Lees can back off just that little bit, because this big box is definitely better cover than that little loot crate from before.
We've seen some really creative use of the loot crates for cover this this tournament, Sierra.
It definitely has been. I mean, I feel like this map, there's a bunch of the buildings, you know, but between them, you have to take what you can get.
You do. Make that cover work for you. Get creative.
Check out this way.
And you're good to go. Arena God Squads looking to move out. Looking to pack their bags and try and maneuver themselves to a new part of the zone here. Great armor setup so far for Jake. Jake believes, yeah, you're going to be believing to the max level if you've got that good a setup already.
Yeah, definitely. But with this, yet again, well, actually, I was going to say slow start. Slow start for a bunch of the lobby. We'll put this one on pause, because there's potential for a push here. One member, a BOTBB down. And Zephify is going to try and play aggressive to make up for it. Beast of the Hunt coming out. Oh, the target's just around the corner. Taking a lot of fire, but dealing a lot of damage in return. But high ground angle. And his ultimate coming out. They're not going to be able to do anything against that. And that's going to be their dream coming to an end.
Bot BB giving their all. The full sense for that final battle. Worth a go. And, well, a down coming in here for Arena God Squads. Could be reverse swept, though. Oh, no.
That armor, that great armor you were talking about, not faring them too well there.
I'm shocked.
Yeah. Liking this. We're getting some action. The teams that are not quite in the top spots, you need to be getting those kills in place to make sure that you can get enough points. Placement isn't going to be just enough. So I like this aggressiveness. I want to see this come out from more teams that need those points to make it anywhere.
You've got to have an appetite for destruction in your final lobby. You're very right, Sarah. You can't approach it with that same kind of timid, perhaps bit more passive approach from the earlier portions of this lobby or earlier groups. You have to be your best player right here or right now.
We're looking at the map. There's going to be a couple of areas where we might see some teams bring this from 14 to potentially 12. As we're in the final lobby. Teams looking to make that impact. Moosin, is this a team that we talked about a lot just in the group stage, but hasn't been quite, you know, on our radar going into this, but they're might change our mind now. Looking to engage a little bit of length through the building, a little bit of repositioning, trying to catch out the enemy team. Couple of shots. And that's not going to be it. Very gonna keep on pushing forward.
Pushing until you can't push any further.
Pushing right up until the edge.
No doubt. Right into the face of the opponent. And I talked to a massive. Does it huge and takes the kill leader here for the likes of Musin. That's a crazy play. I think that's the best massive play and the only good massive play we've seen today.
Yeah, when everybody's going for the Peacekeepers, you're not going to see too many top-tier massive plays coming out. But I love that. The aggression coming out. Fury just, you know, we're going to zipline across. We're going to get right up in their face. You know, leave the rest of our team behind. I can take this one by myself, y'all.
If in doubt, shotgun to the face it out is exactly what Fury did. Straight across the zipline, fearless. And walks away the winner, and not just the winner, the kill leader. Good vibes, good adrenaline to kind of steal and siphon into your last game.
Talking about some good vibes, you can get some good vibes in the chat right now. Exclamation
Let's
point,
go.
loop, drop. Let's go. This is your chance to, you know, earn some sweet gear. Maybe your last chance of the day, so do not miss out. You got 4 minutes to enter on in. You don't want to be the one not walking away with anything, as these teams are fighting tooth and nail to make sure that they walk away with some of the same gear.
You can't get this gear in game, unfortunately, but you definitely can for that loot drop. Last call of the day. Make sure you get your chance. If you just joined us right now, exclamation mark loot drop. If you have been here the whole time, of course, exclamation mark loot drop. Don't be shy.
Don't be shy. And I'm gonna repeat that to the teams as well. Don't be shy. Go and get some kills. Come on. I wanna
Please.
I wanna see the
chop.
action. I wanna end this out on a high note. These teams a little bit of a slide right into the wall. You know, it happens to everybody. It happens to the best of them. But at this point, just cleaning up other scraps, just looking, looting around, checking all these death boxes.
One player's trash, another player's treasure. I'm one of those players. I don't care if someone judges me. I will go and find those other loot boxes. You wait till someone gets third party, go snag a weapon. No shame in it, and there's no shame in a slow, methodical play. Not going to work for this case, though. They've been spotted, bamboozled.
Oh, yeah. And at this point, reposition. The angle of this is a little bit weird, that is for sure. This is not really a safe building.
Don't
You can
like this.
reposition. Yeah, no. Reposition, try and take this fight on a different angle. Or just piece out all together a little bit of a vehicle. Just try and get the, you know, try and get the squad together.
I don't like this even more. What are they doing?
There's some shenanigans going on, that's for sure.
Is that a shielded vehicle? That is
Yeah.
awesome. That is
Yep.
fantastic. Call it Star Trek Enterprise for what it's worth. Crazy.
Also haven't seen that.
You know what, Sierra? At this point, we have different interests. But that's just fine. That's just fine, because players, just like people, have different play styles. And how are these players' play styles going to complement them towards this victory? We've seen a decent amount of frags here from Musin, but I don't know if it's going to be enough.
I'm getting personally attacked by our production now. I'm not watching anything. Hey. 1v1 me in Apex any day, and I'll show you what I do with my time. That is for sure.
That's the spirit. That's the fight and talk we like. And that's why we love you, Sierra. You're full of energy, and you're always willing to go for that 1 versus 1. And these players, they've got to be unshy too, because they've been so shy so far. We haven't really seen, like, any risks taken by these players. They're just taking the long, windy, windy road home and the scenic route.
There's been a couple. There has been some. There are some teams that are playing it safe, and some teams that are, you know, will go out with a bang. Just gotta wait to see what type of situation you're gonna find yourself in. And Rad Boy Society, well, they're finding themselves in one right now. Shots from a distance. They got a couple of weird ledges to try and get a little bit of cover here, but they don't want cover. They want to get up close and personal. Beast of the Hunt coming out to try and put this pressure on.
Bloodhound Gibby Caustic combo. More of a stationary setup, really, and sort of area control. Bloodhound, though, trying to do work here. Katy Perry kissed a goal and liked it, looking to give the kiss of death to the opponents here in this last map. Did you get that? Is that a good reference? We good?
I think it was too good. I was a little too shocked and too stunned to speak for a second. I'll give that one over to you. That is for sure. It is a reference. That is for certain here. Ring closing in now. These nice little ledges that Rad Boys can try and hide behind. Well, those are going to be disappearing. They got to be careful with this push, though. The team just up ahead holding this building. They're going to have to move back a little bit, too. But it seems that Rad Boy Society, well, they found another way.
You can't go over it. You can't go around it. Well, around it. That's not even a word. Around it. Go under it. And that's exactly what they did. Under and over. And here they are. Good positioning and really good use of the map, actually. We haven't seen too much of sort of going under. And that's going to work wonders for them.
Yeah, a little chance to start getting set up, just to be living the life, especially with the Caustic on their side. That's definitely a nice little chokehold that they could potentially hold, provided the ring's going to be in their way. And maybe it's not 100% in their favor, but it's like 90% in their favor.
It's looking doable. It's looking good, right?
Yeah.
Anything can change, and we've seen some diabolical upsets in the server so far to date. Crazy plays. Wraith kidnaps. One taps with a Kraber.
Looking for any of these teams to make a crazy play now. 9 squads left. And for some, this could be your last chance to get some points up on the board. Rad Boy Society. They went one last time, but looking to try and cement themselves in first place overall. Arcstars coming in hot. But
Such good use of cover. Like, they didn't even take any damage, Sierra. No damage at all from the cases there.
They haven't. Look how far they've pushed up.
Oh, too. Caustic's getting in there as well. This could be a problem.
This definitely could be. Look at this aggression. We've been waiting for this. We've been waiting with bated breath. And Rad Boy Society, well, they're looking to try and deliver a little bit backing off. Make sure you can reset before trying to re-push back into this site. Caustic setting up. Look at that, though. What a push in.
Oh, the push!
Promise of the real. No fear whatsoever. Pushing down the stairs. It could be a risky play. It could be a little bit of a death trap. But instead, going to be able to confirm a kill.
Fearless and, well, peerless for the time being. The peers are about to reunite. Risky place here from a Caustic. Remember, you do not have that maneuverability like the other legends. And still, Caustic gets that frag, able to wrap their way out and go for the reset.
I mean, sure, you don't have the movement of the other ones, but instead, if you can start getting away, you can start setting up things behind you to make sure that if anybody tries to push into you, well, you're safe and you're secure. With a nice little loop around, though, to try and make an impact. All right, boys. They've been doing...
Get the res.
Yeah. They've been doing what they need to.
That's a great way of saying it, though. They're not doing any more than they need to. Not overexerting at all. Playing so disciplined. And if Rad Boys can keep this up and work with the zone to their back and the heart to the front, I think there's a really good chance they concede just what they want to for this final game.
Oh, for sure. They've already shown us that they can get out of some real sticky situations. And with 7 squads left and actually looking pretty good this time around, I am scared for the other teams going into this. That is for sure. As we said, last chance for teams to make an impact. And you can hear that it is an absolute war zone just outside. Maybe just inside as well. Door looks to be completely blown off. And there's the team outside looking to try and push in on this.
Pressures mountain.
That
Damage being inflicted as well here. The R3 trying to do what he can.
It's so tricky. Sure, Rad Boys are inside, but the door blown off and just very little cover. These shots have to matter.
They are, Sierra. Like, a lot of hits are being inflicted. A lot of shield damage is being chipped, but it's not going to be enough to take any frags. They're making their presence known.
They definitely are. All these shots raining out, and they are definitely being under fire. a couple of teams still outside the zone. There is teams outside of these walls that are not being touched, but Rad Boy Society are just getting the wrath of the server on them right now, and not safe with where the ring will be closing. They have to reposition, and it's going to be tricky with this fire. Taking shots, but some fancy feet. We'll be able to get behind cover before firing a little bit back.
Definitely wearing their dancing shoes today. Ready for every occasion, the Rad Boys Society. I was about to say, it's crazy. It really is crazy how much of a slippery snake we've seen this Rad Boys Society be. And you mentioned that the most popular team in the server right now. They have a bounty on their head. Every player is shooting at them.
Yeah, they're looking to take them out. Maybe just because it seems to be potentially easy pickings. You can see where they're at. Maybe it's something more. It's a nice little cover for now, but Ultimates will definitely make things a little bit tricky for Rad Boys.
There comes with the utility Arcstars coming through as well. They've got to know that they are the most exposed team in the server right now. 5 squads remain.
5 squads remain, but how is it that only one is mainly taking damage? Okay, never mind. Tripping and Wires are getting their fair share as well. One's going to be down in the fire. Well, that's not going to stop there. The push is coming out right behind the wall. Second member going down is all down to Zenaboo, but it's not going to be enough. Going to fall, and that's going to put us to 4 squads left.
Enemy spotted. Shield battery here.
To how we're looking for the terms of teams as well. The numbers game, I think it's even for the time being. 12 players, 4 squads, my math serves me correctly. No team up against the odds in that sense. But for how long? Because with how small the zone's going to be for the one to come up, there's definitely going to be a crunch, and there's going to be some tough decisions need to be made for these teams.
Yeah, and sure, maybe each team has 3 members, but seeing where the ring is going to be closing and just how far some of these teams are going to have to travel, it's not going to be a fair fight whatsoever. And goddamn, going to be fighting that one out the hard way. Just taking heavy fire in, just trying to even get a loot box, and even just trying to peek behind this wall is not being received very well by these other teams whatsoever. But finding the team on the left and definitely try and engage here, and they'll need to if they want to pass by safely.
God damn! It's not every time I'm going to get to say it. I just wanted to say it just the once. I heard you say it, I'm like, did you just say that off the rip? No, it is the player's name, and goddamn trying to perform some crazy move, just like the name with the hype. Absolutely love it. Block capitals to emphasize that as well. Arcstars, the zone's coming in. So much pressure for this team.
Oh, they're going to need a goddamn miracle if they want to be getting in safely. You can see their team right up ahead of them, and so much open ground.
Oh no!
Taking such heavy fire across the board. Nobody looks so good. There's a little bit of cover for even just a moment. Try and maybe flip the script. Flip the fight. With 4 squads left, though, these shots are firing true. Needs coming out. I'm right down to the wire.
Valkyrie still has that ult available as well. Such low HP, and actually go down before the ult's exerted and take it out of the server before it's used entirely. So tragic, but tragedy, it strikes now. 3 teams remain.
3 left in heavy fire, looking to just make sure too that nobody has a chance of coming back. Trying to cement. Yeah. Trying to cement, make sure that you're going to be playing with some sort of advantage going into this.
10 frags for that roster just gone. Fury has indeed been feeding the server with exactly that.
Listen, they have been such a strong force, and this angle that they have might fare them so well. They got a little bit of high ground. They have a little bit of cover. This is the dream going into this. And they even have space to push up to try and engage, make sure that they could be the ones to get these final kills in this final lobby.
This is a lucid dream. They're in control. They are in control of their own destiny. If they play this right, if they play the zone right, they've got the options.
They've got options on options on options at this point, and what they're going to choose to do, Well, they're gonna play aggressive. Shots fired across. A little bit of shield
Take the
up
fight to 'em.
ahead. They're in such a good position. They can take this fight on their terms. There's no cover for the other team to be working with whatsoever here. Trying to be pushing up. It's all about holding this wall.
Trying to take out the caustic util before it gets down. Gonna be able to. Bad news bears though. The shield's down. The dome's down.
Party also down and out for the count. Made aggressive push up the member, and they're taking heavy fire. Fury going down. It's all down to Muzen now. 2 squads left. And the last chance to try and score yourself some points. Muzen pushing in. The shots, they ring true. Gonna be pushing in, playing this aggressive, and it's gonna pay off. Muzen, the champions of our final lobby.
Muzen, from the name of the team, Muzen Sister Bad, takes the final frag. And what a better way to take your team across that finish line through the checker flag in style, baby. Gets it done. Final game of the final lobby today of the HyperX loot drop, presented to you, of course, by TGS here. And it's been a frag fest. It's been absolute frag fest. So many players at the end of that game. I think I saw at least 2 players with 10 frags. That's going to spice up that leaderboard.
I cannot wait to see how the leaderboard shake up after that one. And I love the ending to that game as well. It seemed that they're all pitted up against each other, different sides. And it was actually a pretty even area in terms of cover. Of course, some teams had a little bit of advantage, but it wasn't one team getting shot down from a distance. It was a truly wonderful way to be ending off the last lobby of the day.
It was such a balanced final lobby, and that's when you know the teams earned their seat at the table. And well, who's going to be eating a nice feast of HyperX goodies? Well, we'll find out in just a little jiffy. Taking one last short break, and we'll be right back to you with the leaderboards, the final giveaway, and wrapping things up here today for the loot drop from HyperX. frag, swag, and all of the business going on here today. It was the HyperX loot drop. It is just coming to an end here, presented by TGS. And of course here from Sierra Dawn and from myself, Cuppa Frag. Sierra, what was your favorite moment of the day? Before we go to the leaderboard, spill the beans. What was your favorite clip of the day from what we saw?
Honestly, every time I think back to the Wraith kidnapping, it makes me chuckle. So I'd have to say that because that's the one thing that keeps playing in my mind. I was so thrilled to see that back in slow motion. Thought it was the funniest thing. And there's been a lot of high-skilled moments during the day. There's been a lot of standouts, but you got to go with something that makes you laugh at the end of the day.
You go with the standout play. And, you know, I wanted to say that Kraber one tap was like the top play. It was good. It was a really high-skilled thing to do. But the Wraith kidnap, I think it's the MVP play of the day for me. I think it will be as well. And I'm going to be a copycat. Busted. I wasn't going to say it, but you refreshed my memory. And there it is.
It's just simply good taste. It was a good clip. But we'll go into not only just good clips, but good playing. We have the final leaderboards for the day. It was a great battle. You can see just how close things were getting at the top, but it's going to be single and alone taking that top spot, $600. You're going to get some sick gear to go along with that. That is
very
a
nice.
Good day of Apex Legends.
That's a good Friday. You've had your work day, had your school day, and you get a 600 back at the end. Woohoo! That's lovely jubbly. Laughing your way to the bank. And for all those in the chat as well, like we've been giving out HyperX swag literally for the past couple of hours, Sierra. So just think about that. Quite a few viewers walking away with some swag as well.
Yeah, definitely. The last giveaway winner in the chat, Manahawk, congratulations. And just the fact that there's been giveaway winners all throughout the day. It's not just our competitors walking away with something great. It's everybody. So you always love to see it on that note. And thinking back to the leaderboard too, because I didn't quite mention it. I'm not really surprised with how things shook up at the end, the last 5. The only one I'm a little surprised about was aim assist, but they just didn't have quite the same impact in the final lobbies as they did in groups. And sometimes with play style, that's just how it goes.
Just the way the cookie crumbles, the way it goes. If you wouldn't mind, production, could you just sit back to leaderboard one more time, just so we can have a little gander at things? Thank you very, very much for being agile on the fly. And as you mentioned, aim assist, they were 7th going into that last game. So just not able to keep up that pace. They had that 11 points, only able to grab the 2. And as you did say, from the groups over into that final lobby, sometimes if you don't change your play style, it could be a bit of a shock to the system. If you're going down, you're kicking down doors, trying to get those engagements and going for hot drops, and other teams are playing the slow methodical, it's just not going to work for you. And hopefully something aim assist can watch the VODs of this and take forward into their next loot drop. For the top 5 though, as you saw on your screen there, single alone taking the cake and getting things done for the 52-point win.
Yeah, no, it was an awesome day. And I just want to say as well, thank you so much, everybody who worked on the production. Thank you, HyperX, for a wonderful tournament. It was a lot of fun, I'm sure, for our players, for the viewers, for ourselves. Thank you so much for having us on. And do not forget to check us out as well at our socials below. Cuppa, I'll let you do the outro here.
Yeah, please do follow us on the socials. We're both a bit of a humble brag. So one opportunity, we've done it all the rest of the cast. But at Sierra Dawn on all your socials for that last next to me, a very great up-and-coming cast. So please make sure, give her a follow. Also get into hosting as well. For myself, at Cuppa Frag, hosting, casting, you name it. I do a bit of everything in the esports world as well. Go on Twitter, have a look. But please, just give a nice thanks to HyperX and for TGS. Thank you for spreading the love of esports here on your Friday evening. Hopefully you've enjoyed the show as well. And until the next loot drop, it has been a slice. Sierra and Cuppa, we're out. Peace.